Hello and welcome. What a journey. What a day. What a tournament. What a weekend. And what great company to be spending with for this, the Grand Finals.
I'm pretty hyped.
I believe you are, and you have every reason to be.
I am. I caught, by the way, earlier when you said with tightrope. I couldn't think of anybody better to watch this game with. Did you see me get up and be like...
I just did it with you now. It's clearly just something I say.
This is something you do to everyone. I know, I guess I get it. We've got an amazing finals coming up right now. Love Nest against Talisman. Again. Already a grudge match from earlier today.
Well, the thing is now that this isn't just the upper bracket final with more of the tournament to go. This is it, baby. This is the moment where we see who rises up, claims that trophy, a huge cash prize, and the name lives down in infamy and fame and adulation and all the caveats that go along with such a historic victory. These two guys had an amazing series earlier. It was awesome. I mean, I'm not saying that series in particular was the best today, Dan, because everyone has been the best ever, seemingly. What the hell's been going on today?
Every game has been so good. My personal, it's not just because I cast it, my personal favorite that I've seen was Jeslyn and Helping Hands. Those two slogged it out for so long. Vet 3 Pershing, Vet 3 Tiger. Vet 3 Pershing dead, another Vet 3.
Did you see that victory point struggle?
Yeah.
Ezulin, that is one of my favourite things I've ever seen in a tournament. Not just the Miracle of Manchester yesterday. I don't know what this was, but he was like carried by an angelic horde or something.
Yeah. Jeslyn has, I mean, he's exhausted right now. They're literally at the point of exhaustion. He's just worked himself so hard. He's very deserving of the place that he's got. Possibly could have gone further.
Well, of course, he was battling from the under bracket position, but he transcended time and space today. But 2 players are now left. We're not here to now talk about the 6 guys that haven't made the grand final. We're talking about the 2 deserved, most skilled players in the game today are about to duke it out, and it's coming up in a couple of seconds.
Hello everybody and welcome to the grand finals of this Grand Championship Series 2. What a day it has been. We are all completely, we're filled with adrenaline, but gosh, has it been exhausting. So many great games. We are left with 2 players, and as you see on the screen right now, playing as the Soviets on the south side of Crossroads, it is the reigning champion, Love Nest.
And the contender from the north. He hails from Finland, and he's a wall of resistance to any player that dares attempt to beat him this weekend. He is unbeaten in Company of Heroes combat this weekend. Talisman is no longer a talisman for the underdogs of the world. He is now the hot favourite to win the whole damn thing. And Love Nest, the reigning champion, has a lot of work to do.
Absolutely. But the series earlier between these 2 was phenomenal. Like, really good. The room was going crazy. Everybody at the live event just really shouting out at the projector. Fantastic games. Hopefully we get to see another one of those. That's what we're all looking for. And let's just talk a little bit about stuff that's already happened with a sniper coming out from Love Nest. And guard motor coordination tactics already locked in the pick.
It's a good pick. It's a damn good pick. Talisman, of course, the Wehrmacht player doesn't have to launch in with a pick. He can afford to be a little bit more reactive. The thing that has set Talisman aside in this weekend in particular from the Talisman we've seen previously is he is being aggressive. When he sees blood, he's going for that jugular, and he's seeing even more blood, and then he's liking it. Talisman's playing damn well, but not in the way we've seen him play before with this uber defensive kind of come at me bro strats. When he's seen a weakness, he's exploited it. So I'm very interested to see how his Wehrmacht works against Love Nest this time around.
Yeah, we see a different Talisman right now, I think, is a better Talisman, if that were ever possible. But a little bit ballsy by Love Nest here to go into game 1 with the sniper. It's a very confident build for him. He's been using it for years. But
he has.
Fragile.
He has, and it worked extremely well in game 1. He manhandled Talisman in game 1 of their previous match this weekend in the upper bracket final. And then Talisman came back straight at him in game 2 with a sniper of his own. So we all know Talisman can play a sniper very effectively. Loveness no longer thinks that he can bully Talisman around, and he'll be a little bit more watchful. As he was here, 2-man Grenadier going for the sniper.
It's
Oh, that's not a good idea.
might not want to stay in that fight. Engineers pushed off the right-hand side by Grenadiers. Already Talisman going for that map control, and what a good time to do it, given that Tier 1 is so slow, especially with that sniper in the build.
Yes, exactly. He's now building his own sniper. As mentioned before, Talisman is no stranger to the sniper battle. He's had some fantastic ones today already with this very foe. And let's see how he plays it. Is he going to go for the classic stealthy counter-snipe, waiting in the midst? Or is he going to start plugging away immediately, just like Loveness did against him earlier on?
We see him straight away. A little bit of line of sight vision from the Engineers in the center house. Sniper's going to open up. These early snipes are just so crucial. It's the time that it's going to be most efficient. And Talisman's right to get the counter snipe up this early.
Of course he is. He knows that's the man's way to counter a sniper. It's the best solution in elite level Company of Heroes, and it's an inferior solution to try and counter it by any other means, and that's proven by so many tournaments over the years. And he's saying to Lovenest, when he gets this counter snipe, if he gets it, that I'm here to play, baby. Nice vision there. You see, Loveness is out of scope. This could be the counter snipe we're looking for. Not quite, ever so slowly.
Yeah, the good thing about players like Loveness using the sniper, they're always already got the shift command to walk backwards after taking the shot. And that's what saved that sniper just there.
Absolutely, it allowed him just to get outside the range there. And he didn't know that, but that good habit, and that's what makes great players, good habits, saved the day right there. Penal battalions against the window of the house. The Grenadiers occupying said structure.
We have a fresh Grenadiers.
I really enjoy the way that the sniper's being played by Loveness. Talisman has not had a chance to use his own. And it's just become a manpower drain.
Well, Talisman doesn't. It's not that he hasn't had a chance to use his own. He's using it as a counter sniper. He's going to wait for the perfect moment. It's not to be spotted. The idea of it is it hasn't been spotted yet, and he's going to use it with maximum surprise.
Well, of course that, but I mean, to leave it there, it's just like, it's great that Loveness walks to the right. Maybe he suspects that that's there. It's just fantastic. They've always been some of the best sniper play from Loveness. Look at that demo charge on that center building. He's prepared for Talisman to step in there at some point.
And it's not just stepping in that building. That is definitely possibly something that could happen, but a lot of things use that avenue to flank. It's a great flanking avenue, and that'll put a spanner in your works on any flank, on any sniper.
No. You're going to see that counter snipe right now. There it goes. Talisman gets the reward of his counter snipe.
Huge plume of blood flies into the air. Victorious sniper. Talisman takes a decisive 360 manpower lead in this game 1 of the Grand Finals. So for those of you that don't know how the Grand Finals are going to work, you want to put exclamation mark brackets. Talisman has the winner's bracket advantage. He has not lost a single elimination in this tournament so far. Everybody gets 2. He's not lost 1. So Loveness needs to beat him twice in a row to claim the throne.
It's a brutal format for the...
Well, it's a tried and tested format that pretty much every esport uses these days because it proves the best player on the day. There's no other way to do it, quite frankly. With single elimination, you can have one dodgy match. With double elimination, you've got a second chance. And Loveness, having been beaten by Talisman once today, now has a second chance to prove himself.
Just seeing some mines laying on the left side. The sniper is actually nearby. Hasn't spotted it yet. He hasn't seen the mine being planted. But Talisman's probably smart enough to know that something may have gone in there in a common location for it.
No, definitely. I mean, Loveness is the mine master. He's always planting mines. He just loves it.
Gonna have a 251 half track hit the field very shortly. And we've seen some really early half tracks today.
Half track's been the unit of the tournament, I'd say. It's been so commonly used in pretty much every Wehrmacht game, and OKW have been seldom used, so there you go. It's pretty much been the MVP. Of course, we have the Loveness counter sniper now.
Love Nest will have seen that. He was on the tag map, but it's revealed. Not sure if he had line of sight, actually.
There we go, pushed away the peanut butter by their very presence. I'm a 251 half track. It's your time to run away now. Okay.
Really, all eyes on this. Go on.
No, you can't do it, Daniel. That's for the players. I've told you once before.
Oh, we've seen the sniper. Will we see the counter snipe? Love Nest immediately clicks the button, and there we go.
Oh, enemy at the gates, and that enemy had a very nice scope Mosin-Nagant rifle and got the shot away. Fantastic stuff. 251 half track wants to make amends, but there's some PTRS penals in the rear should it need it. Oh, it's found the angle. Body blocking's going to happen. Throwing their body on the line to keep that elite troop alive, but it does not matter because the 251 flame half track smells blood. Will he make it around the central headquarters? Yes, he will. It's a game of perpendiculars right now. Perpendiculars that are saving its life.
Bloodthirsty play from Talisman there. He wanted to make a big play, clearly angry about losing his sniper, but came away with pretty much nothing but veterancy.
Absolutely.
He did scout tier 3 though, it's important to say.
Our territory is falling into enemy.
Yeah, I guess. I suppose it's time for tier 3 at least. It's not. It's a small margin. T70 on the way. Speaking of which, and there are of course currently no counters for Talisman. I'm sure he'll have one very soon. As soon as he hears it, that's for certain.
Look at this triple cap about to come in for Talisman. T70 hits the field, and that's going to be Love Nest's opportunity to get a little bit of map control back. You can see he's sending penal battalions to the left because he wants to get some resources where Talisman isn't set up.
Light tank ready for orders.
T70 on the battlefield, the workhorse of the Soviet army. It's got strong shoulders, and it's carrying the pride of Love Nest on them right now as the reigning champion seeks to make his way into this grand final and redeem himself for his earlier loss today.
Oh, the sniper takes out the Fausting model. Fortunately, the second one does pick up the task, but that was beautiful.
Good targeting by the sniper, I appreciate that. You see somebody getting something out of their pockets and you're like, nope.
Freeze!
Freeze! Put the Faust down!
Oh, T70, I mean, this is really important unit, and we don't want to see this Fausted. A lot of work has to be done here. A lot of the map to clear up. Love Nest has managed to get control of the fuel point on the left. You see that the half track is coming over to respond for this.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
There we go. Big thanks to George, 80Hz, the producer and owner of 80Hz Studios. He's just done the beer run for everybody. We're all having a beer, and I'm sure the live crowd is appreciating that, so nice one for that. It's used up the last of the GCS budget, and I think it's gone to a good expense. I'm looking forward to entering that one, and there we go. That's a good way to enjoy the finals. I can see everybody's raising a glass outside the window. Cheers, guys. Stormless isn't drinking at the moment, but don't mind if I do. Carry the cast for a minute, my friend.
No worries. I'll handle this one. T70 there, very close to the half track. Got to be careful of the Grenadiers. That Faust still available, but some good placing. Oh, nearly got a long shot off. Very important that that half track is continually harassed. Still got the sniper running around. 5 kills on this one. Love Nest, it's been a slow start to the game, but he is starting to show signs of strength against Talisman.
He is. I mean, Love Nest, he's the grand champion of Company of Heroes. Until somebody else lifts the trophy, he still carries that mantle, and he'll always be known as the winner of the first tournament. So you cannot deny the man's strength, the man's guile, the man's ability to compete at the highest level for extended periods of time. Here comes the Puma of Talisman. What's it going to do now?
Well, this is going to be the direct counter to the T70. After that, it's going to be restricted to taking pot shots against infantry. But it does have a good MG on it. It still do damage. It's good at chasing. But Love Nest seems a little prepared. He's got guards on the field. You see mines have been laid by the engineers all over, so he's expecting perhaps that this Puma is going to be coming. And it's sensible for Love Nest to play the T70 on the left side for that reason now.
It is. The T-70's going right and left. It's looking for areas to soak up and help Lovenest keep these 2 victory points that are vital, because he has had a little bit of a dodgy spell in the early game, meaning he's 140 victory points down.
Fresh guards troops are standing by.
Puma's idling around, just waiting for a target to exploit. Penal Battalion's being penalised by the Flammenwerfers of the 251 half-track. Here we go, Puma's now springing into action, having heard the T-70 on the half-track. 1 big shot, 2 more required. T-70 running away as fast as its little tracks will carry it. Puma changes tact, changes direction. Here it comes. Second shot in and penetrates. 3rd shot required. Turret traverses. Oh, misses.
Hits the hay bale. You saw the 251 half-track hit a mine, and it's now currently its way slowly back to base. That was a very close engagement. We've got a second squad of guards here, so this light vehicle build from Talisman looks to be countered quite confidently by Lovenest.
It does indeed at the moment. Lovenest has the material, he has the PTRSs, and we're all wondering about that demo later on. At the moment, the sniper, currently, how many kills has it got, Dan?
Sniper at the moment, 6 kills for this one.
Considering one of those is a fellow sniper, that's pretty okay. He's the guards doing what guards do, which is guarding his territories and pushing away infantry. Oh, master of all trades, the guards.
Again, you know, if you see engineers with the minesweeper,
oh, here we go.
There's mines
For
down
all time's
somewhere,
sake.
and we may as well point
in every
out.
cast.
I'm hoping that at some point the bluff will be used. You know.
Okay. Here we go. Scout sniper getting into position. There we go. There we go. I was just worried. It's just on the edge of the capping circle where the line of sight from the territory point couldn't quite reach, but there was a foot poking out, and the sniper saw it. Very nice. MG in great position for Talisman. Guards of Lovenest soaking up the map, and 251 half-track is ready for combat very shortly. What do you see in the KDs? God, that's even.
It's very even. In fact, no signs on the stats of any advantages. Only in the VPs right now, as Lovenest on 3-5-5, 15 minutes into the game. There it is! There's the demo on the house!
This is Lovenest's house, baby! And he'll destroy that house, and it'll come crashing down all around you. You better watch out, you better be prepared, because Lovenest is the master of surprises.
You know, it's demos have changed so much in this game, and that's just the best way of using them now. Just
Definitely.
Slightly out of sight with the surprise, and Talisman needs to be careful of things like that, playing against the Soviets.
For those that don't know, we've got between 1,000 and 2,000 viewers. Demos work much like Co-1 demos now. You have to put them on a structure away from, you know, prying eyes, and hope for the best with those. And Lovenest did a very devilish placement there. T-70 sulking around trying to find a little angle.
Yep, he's also spotted it. There's a Faust by the Grenadiers here. The T-70 could be in trouble.
Could be in trouble indeed. Damaged engine. Puma coming into vision with a shot, but Puma's a little bit demoralised now. He needs a nice kill to make up for those earlier errant shots. 1 more required. Oh, misses. Will he go for the second, or the third, or the fourth? Will it finally connect? No, it won't. Where's Puma? It's the helping hands of the armoured car world. He finally gets his look and destroys the T-70.
The enemy has destroyed one of our
Yeah, I
vehicles.
mean, no worries there. I mean, that's what the Puma is supposed to do at this stage of the game. Of course, Talisman has had to lock in a commander for the privilege of taking down that T-70 so efficiently. These engineers do not want to be seen planting that mine.
Ooh.
Did he get away with it?
We'll see soon enough. 251 hits the mine and the tripwire flare. Could have been a mine, could have been a dead 251, but never mind.
Fortunately, though, there's just nothing to chase it down now with the T-70 removed. And there's no vehicles, no AT guns for Lovenest, as he's about to face a Panzer IV coming out for the Austere.
There we go. Panzer IV on the battlefield from Talisman. It's going to be doing a lot of work. It's the workhorse of the Wehrmacht, the only medium tank that was in production and in use throughout the entirety of the Second World War, and it's for good reason. It's got the best hull and allows the crew members great operating capacity, and it's well represented in this game because it can do a decent job of pretty much anything, just not a great job.
A sector has been cut off. The enemy is attempting
It's definitely
to
been
steal our
the
sector.
favourite in in the tournament today. Very rarely have we seen anyone go up to tier 4 with austere. But when you see it perform against infantry like that, you think of the reinforcement cost per shot you're costing your opponent. Easy to see why, you know, lots of those are very popular.
Just had a nice bunker on the east there. Talisman, the master of defense, going straight with an MG bunker. Very interesting so early on. 17 and a half minute bunker. That's more of an easy AI build order when you're looking at post-game stats. Oh, that's when the easy AI took over for my teammate kind of thing.
You can see a cheeky rifle grenade.
Very good. But obviously the benefits of the bunker is that it doesn't take any pop cap. It's something you can build your forces around. It's a bit of an annoyance for your opponent. It locks down a certain sector of the map, and if you protect it well, it can be a very stern asset.
I guess with the T-70 not there anymore, and also that there's no tier 2, Talisman knows this. It's the perfect time to get a bunker out. Of course, we are going to see a T-34-85, which has just hit the field now.
T-34-85 will certainly make quick work of that. There's their bunker. That is incredible bunker micro by Talisman. Look at that. It's been satcheled almost immediately and destroyed. What? GG bunker. GG well played. Thanks for coming.
Not quite what we were hoping.
No, I was thinking he knew some kind of elite special thing that I couldn't quite work out. Interesting, to say the least.
Bouse there. I think that the Grenadiers were hoping there would be a penetrating shot on the T-34 so that the Faust could get a snare. That did not happen.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I've seen the bunker used very well by Von Ivan, for example, when he was playing mobile defense, but he was in such a great lead at the time that it made sense. He could protect it. I think he slightly mistimed the use there. Maybe a 25-minute bunker would have been better.
Lovenest starting to get aggressive. There he needs to be. He's got a window of opportunity with his T-34-85. There's still marked target on the Panzer IV. It's a great hit on the Puma, but it will get away with a slither of health.
It will indeed. And the Panzer IV is being repaired and can be a stationary turret and just fire away and keep the T-34-85 at bay.
Wow, big hits. Big hits. See that Lovenest has been harassing this left fuel constantly to really make it difficult for Talisman to build up any fuel resource.
Any indeed. Gods in position there, trying to protect their penal battalion brethren as they cap the fuel, but the 251's got a thing or two to say about that. Got a second Panzer IV on the way for Talisman, so he's building up a veritable armada right now. He's had great fuel control, great standard territory point control, and that is certainly showing on the battlefield. Oh, what is he doing there? Was that some kind of... That was a really cool dance. He was doing the Charleston. He was doing the Charleston. That was incredible.
Wouldn't you if you got a headshot like that?
Oh, yes. Mum, get the camera, indeed.
And here's that second Panzer IV. Hard to say right now. I mean, aside from the VPs, who is in the stronger position? Because Lovenest, I think, is that a T-34-76 or is that another 85? I think it's going for a 76.
Yeah, it looks like it's got a smaller turret. So he's making use of the slightly less tanky tank of the Soviet Tier 4. 76 is great though, it's great for flanking. It can't really do damage from the frontal armour with its lack of penetration, but it's still, it packs a bunch of 300 manpower, of course, 90 fuel. That's the 85mm variant right there with its great health pool and great damage caused there. With a good shot from the rear armour.
Lovenest is being really careful. Really careful. Clearly he's learnt some lessons from previous matches today, but that seemed like an opportunity for him to get... Yeah, he has.
Interesting.
He's going to go for an 85, yeah. I guess, you know, it's probably good for him to start building the unit, just so that if he does decide he still wants the 76, it's there. And then he's able to cancel and still keep making the decision.
I think he changed his mind. He's probably thinking, this is not going to cut the mustard against these tanks. He needs something with a bit more punch. And there we go. That's that said punch. Look at that nice mine behind the bushes there. That'll be pretty tasty. Should anything burst through later on, or try and track kill at some point. Haha, trading fire through the bushes. It's almost like some kind of macabre game of tennis. I'd love to play that. Bush tank. Love a good game of bush tank. in the base. Everything's getting healed. He's the second T-34-85. Beautiful camouflage. I mean, a nice little drive as beckons on the guards. Kuma, good penetration. Veteran C2, Pack 40 in the build. Talisman's building up a great army.
He is. It's,
We have an isolated sector.
getting a lot of veteran CU from trading like this. Just trading shots through the hedgerow. Really benefiting Love Nest. So veteran C2 on his T-34-85 already. And so important. He's got the sniper there. Whether he uses it to continually harass the support weapons, whether he's going to use it for recon.
Oh my lordy Jesus, what a shot by the Panzer IV rather. That was incredible. Made me go into a gospel moment there for some reason. Christ, I don't know what's going on, but that was an incredible shot.
Yeah, that was a little careless, I think, from Love Nest. You should be able to hear the Panzer IV was there. But took the gamble and paid the price. Look at the Panzer IV damage, though. Constantly taking 3 or 4 models off of every squad. We've just had a DP machine gun dropped.
Oh dear God, T-34-85, Veteran C2 dealing the damage. And the nubile and amateur variants on the west side, no Veteran C as of yet. LMG Grenadiers trying to keep territory for Talisman as Love Nest is trying to rally back into this game.
Honestly, the Panzer IVs have done so much damage to Love Nest's infantry. There's a lot of models been dropped from that, including one of the DP weapons, which I think was picked up.
God, what a bunch of bodies writhing around in a horrific pile there. In the center, T-34-85 has been damaged by the Pack 40. The Penals are coming to try and mitigate that and push them away, because the victory point's looking dire for Love Nest. Talisman is in control right now.
Yeah, Talisman is very confident at this stage. 2 Panzer IVs, 80 gun. He's going to go for a third. And remember, this is all backed up by the half track, so if he dives, any support weapon is just going to take huge hits by the incendiary capabilities of the flame projectors.
I tell you what, this is very reminiscent of those June kind of mobile defense builds, where defense isn't the word really. It's more like Armada wave blitzkrieg destruction build. I don't know how to describe it. You kind of build this contingent supermass of panzer and you throw it in your opponent's face, and there's pretty much nothing you can do about it. It's more of a death ball, like a Zergling kind of StarCraft maneuver. But he's building towards it right now, and Love Nest has to put a stop to it. He has to put a spanner in the works. This gear is in motion. It's been cranking through, and Talisman is building an engine that will be unstoppable unless Love Nest does something, and does something drastically quick.
I think any push from Talisman might be met with serious stun and snares, because there's just been a lot of mines that have been placed down. All Love Nest has to do is really pull back off the map a little bit. I think he might catch a few and then be able to pick them off at range. But I think we're about to see something come up now.
Oh, there we go. I think this is just Talisman poking for a bit of an opening, looking for a place to exploit. He's trying to find a weakness in Love Nest defenses. He's just having a little reconnaissance mission right now, using the Panzer IV. Getting a great shot off, but this isn't the moment he's going to launch the assault. He's still just controlling the map, but when he smells blood, he will go for the jugular.
He's going to go with an Su-85 to complement the T-34-85s. I really like that. Su-85 is going to be a beastly unit against Talisman's composition. It really does just come down to timing, and he's got to make sure he absolutely doesn't lose that 1 VP on the right-hand side at any point. Should have enough time to make this strategy work.
Su-85 is going to be the vehicle for Love Nest that could, if it's played well, and we know it will be, it could keep these panzers at bay, but it has to be protected at all times. Mines are going to be crucial. The PTRS positioning is going to be vital, and should he do that, should the Su-85 start to climb the veterancy train to tank destroying Nirvana, this could be the thing that gets Love Nest into this game and keeps those victory points. It's not likely, but it's possible.
Love Nest here, got to make a decision. It's going to go, going to cap the VP or the fuel. probably needs the VPs more right now, to be totally honest.
Nice shot there, just showing his presence, saying I'm the Su-85 and I'm putting a stop to this. What's all this then? What's all this? And there we go, a little bit of fog of war there, just showing his view. Attacking the house, just further showing that he's there. You know, we know you're there. It's all right, mate. Calm down. You're a big lad. It's fine.
I'm just wondering, like, Loveness pulling that engineer back, potentially for vision, just so that he could make best use of the Su-85. That's the case. I mean, it's a smart play, but he definitely needs to take every opportunity to grab these VPs.
He does. And the VPs are all important. Talisman has exerted fantastic control in this game. And this weekend, Talisman has looked like a bona fide Company of Heroes pro player. He's been unstoppable. People have feared him. Von Asten came out of the game shaken by him, and everybody that's played him. So, but if there's one person that can rally up and strike down this Finnish monster, is Loveness, but here comes the monster right now. 2 Panzer IVs pushing in. Stern resistance though, some big cannons there.
Well, these are going to be stuck in repair mode. Oh, there we go. I think it actually broke out at a good time. Otherwise, that would have been a difficult situation for those.
Could you imagine? 2 repair modes.
It would have been phenomenal.
Like 2 1% repair modes. Can you imagine how frustrating that would be? Have you ever been screaming at your screen because of repair mode? Like, please, IS2, complete. One of those moments. Ah, here we go. The gruesome twosome is in action. They're looking for the prey. That prey is the Puma. It's getting out of there, and it's been replaced with a Pack 40. Surprise.
Don't like that he's going in without minesweepers, to be honest, because he doesn't know if there's been tellers laid. Going to prioritise the 80 gun first, but he's taking shots from the Panzer IVs. Marked target comes in.
Oh, the guards have found 251 hard track marked. Target is on the Panzer IV. The Pack 40 has now been destroyed. This is great from Loveness. He's rallying back, ladies and gentlemen. He's getting himself back into this game.
He's got to keep pushing, I think. He's a little bit static with the T-34-85s. Can definitely make a push here. And, oh, come on.
Do it, Loveness. He's weak. He's weak right now. He doesn't know that, though. And there is a full health Pack 40 in the rear guard. There's also a Panzer IV that's about to build. It would have been a bad maneuver. His game sense is obviously a lot better than, well, 99.9 recurring % of everybody that's ever played this game, quite frankly. So let's trust in Loveness. If you're a Loveness fan, this guy knows what he's doing. And you just have to hope that he's going to be able to execute those plans.
It's a very sensible decision, I think, because, hey, he knows with his composition he can easily handle the Panzer IVs. The Puma was no issue in that engagement whatsoever. 4 Panzer IVs now. Panzer Quartet.
Oh, that's beautiful, Daniel.
Isn't it lovely?
Panzer. Sorry, like a barbershop quartet. Is that what you meant? Sorry, that's going to be wonderful.
It's all on the radio.
He's like, la, here's the bass tenor. Jesus. That was a okay. Serious grand finals of some like biggest tournament ever or something. I think.
Yeah, about that.
Okay, 2 LMGs in perfect position to force away the guards.
I think Loveness is, like I said, I think this is the right choice. He knows he's in a good position, wants to get everything healed before it goes back in. He can also add another vehicle to this to make it even more devastating. But it's got to be said that there probably was an opportunity there, if he wanted to take it, to go and clear up those Panzer IVs.
Yeah, he does have, well, he did have an opportunity when they were weak, but they're strong once more. Just the Veteran C2-1 still carrying himself. Guards are pushing in, leading the way. Brand's having to retreat. Nice shot there, max range. Loveness has certainly battled back on good mine explosion there, forcing away the guards.
Yeah, you know, that should be the sign to Loveness that telemines are around. And one's already gone off. He's actually too busy planting mines of his own. But he needs to get these up the field before he uses the tanks.
Machine guns in the process of being destroyed, but he doesn't have the benefit of doing so thanks to the Pack 40s. Puma smells blood. Panzer IV comes from the angle. This was a great trap by Talisman. An ambush. He is an ambush predator in its purest form right now. He let Loveness come upon him, and he converged upon him. And it's not pretty right now.
Oh, no. Blocking the Su-85 with his own T-34. That is a big misplay. The mine goes off, but it isn't going to help at all. This is a chaos engagement for Lovenest, who looked so in control a second ago. Is he going to lose that last T-34-85?
Oh, here they come. The hounds smell blood. There is a mine on that base exit, so watch out for that. But this Veteran C3, very little health. Oh God, watch out for the mine. Watch out for that mine. Oh, there you go. It's damaged its engine. It might allow the T-34 to escape indeed. What have we got there? That's the penal squad. Oh my lord.
Somehow vehicles are going down. Did you have another T-34-85? I think this one needs to be on the left-hand side.
It
dealing
does.
with this.
There's a lot of work to be done. This stricken Panzer IV is a menace in Lovenest's place of abode right now. His base is under attack, quite frankly. The Panzer IV ambushed in turn.
Talisman, what a great move from Talisman, by the way. Talk about making things difficult. Lovenest thought he had control. Talisman proved he didn't. And I think Lovenest has been dealing with this from him all day. Just getting himself into a nice, comfortable position, and Talisman just spoils it.
He does indeed. Talisman has spoiled everything there. That was incredible. He converged with 3 angles with armor, and nothing's really upset that, to be honest. It was a big win for Talisman. Just as Lovenest looked set to forge his way back into this game, Talisman said, no.
This is the other nail in Lovenest's coffin right now. Going to be the VPs. Lovenest is about to dip down to 100 VPs left in game 1, and really, Vet 3 T-34-85 comes to mitigate. Lovenest needs to act fast and make sure that these victory points aren't capped, because he's about to dip below 3 figures and go into that double-digit land of despair and panic and desperation. about to be a Panzer quintet.
More of a Panzer orchestra right now. It's going to be, and Talisman is the conductor. He's going to be moving them around the battlefield in a sick melody, a symphony of destruction. And the poor listener is Lovenest today. 99 victory points and dropping.
I don't know if he's going to be able to pull anything back out in this game. He did have the right idea, though. I think composition-wise, very good, but something went wrong in that engagement. He was not switched on for that, didn't react well, blocked his own Su-85 in it.
How can you react though when things come from all angles and you're so exposed, you've overextended and you misjudged the forces that your opponent had? You're going to be a rabbit in the headlights. It takes the best player playing the best he possibly can to react to that and survive, and Lovenest in that exact moment wasn't that, unfortunately for him.
You got to feel for him. Really got to feel for him. I didn't think that Talisman had this in him, to be honest. He looked like he really suffered when the Su-85 came out.
He did, but a lot of his tanks were being repaired at that time, and it possibly gave the impression that he was a little bit weaker than he was. And look at these Panzer IVs. This is a nightmare for the Soviet player. This is exactly what you don't want to allow the Wehrmacht to do, is that to gather that critical mass of Panzer forces, because it's so difficult to deal with. Saying that.
The barn blocked the shot. I think that would have been a killing blow.
Oh my lord, was that a mine? Yes, it was. It's down and out. So there's the mines that Lovenest was planting earlier in the game. All that time he had that spare micro, he was planting mines, and they are coming back to help him now.
Pincer shots from the T-34s, either side of the frontal armor. Guards have got to go in. Whether they button the Panzer IV, they should really clear out the pack gun.
Target weak point by said pack gun on one of the T-34s. There are currently 2. The Veteran C3 one's still at 4% health, and it's in a good position. But Lovenest, his victory points, he only has 75. T-34-85 Veteran C3 doing good work, but here comes Talisman yet again. He is relentless, he is remorseless, and he has no mercy.
I think he was caught in crew repairs there. Very unfortunately also triggered the mine. Lovenest will give up game 1 to Talisman. What a strong show.
As we roll on.
Hello everyone, and wow, what a great first game between Love Nest and Talisman. What do we think?
We think good game. Matt tired, brain, casting now, big long tournament, very good, happy times. Sorry, can I just say the main words within my sentences? Would that be okay? No, I just think that was a fantastic first game. I think this the double elimination tournament works. It proves the best player in the world, but the guy battling from underneath who's already lost a match, it is harder. You end up playing more matches. You have to redeem yourself, and it's a big ask of Love Nest today. Talisman's had a little bit more rest. He's had some amazing matches where he's just been godly. So he has one hand on the trophy. He's one game away from $2,000 cash, said trophy, respect, adulation, and memories that will last a lifetime. It may sound silly, but for Talisman, the man himself, and for any of the players that were capable of winning, that's all 8 of them, quite frankly.
Yes.
This is going to be huge should he win game 2.
Yeah, Talisman is so overdue for a tournament win. Right, and what a time to bring it out, potentially. Love Nest, I gotta say, there was nothing really wrong with what Love Nest did there. It just came down to maybe either fatigue or actual disengagements.
No, I think it was all on Talisman. I think Talisman's been monstrous this weekend. He's been monstrous. Players have come out of that room with Talisman and said, I threw everything I had, Matt. No, this is not allowed. No, seriously. They threw everything they had at Talisman. This is not Love Nest even showing any sign of weakness right now. Talisman has been a god in that room this weekend. Von Aston came out, and I was Von Aston's a super competitive individual. I was worried about any of the guys losing this weekend. Von Aston just came up to me and said, dude, that Talisman guy, there was nothing I could do. Love Nest is now in that seat. He's in that position. And as I say, one hand on the trophy.
Yep, well, coming into game 2 is going to be a reverse, and I think that these players are probably going to see Soviets and Austere again. Although Talisman played great OKW games, actually.
He did. He's capable of playing a lot. I'll always say the story. I mean, we've got a lot more views and different views. I appreciate not everybody's been able to watch all 20 hours of these, clearly, like, this stupid tournament. It feels like heaven. Some of the matches just been ridiculous. Today we've had, what, has it been 6 of the greatest matches of all time in a row?
Like, I think so,
It's been stupid. It's been stupid.
Every single one.
What was my original point, goddammit? I can't remember it now, but...
I don't know.
No, you never listen anyway. It's fine. That's fine.
You do that. I'll check for the next game.
Check for the next game, indeed. Please take another look to Dan and say... you again. I don't understand the chat. They say some very strange things, don't they?
I know.
I try not to read it at times.
As long as they're happy.
Most the lurkers are the good guys. The lurkers are the guys that are just enjoying it with a beer as well. You know, it's the end of the weekend, dude. We've done a lot of hard work to get here, and if anybody deserves a beer, it's all the lovely people out there. It's us as casters, and hopefully the 6 players not involved in the grand finals have got their beers. Maybe we could get the house lights on and give a bit of a shot. Could somebody do that for us? Obviously, they'll be on a delay, so we'll have to wait a little moment for that. But we've had incredible concurrent viewers this weekend. It's averaged about 1,300 today. We've hit, of course, 1,500 at times, and that's all natural, organic views, the best kind. No Twitch front page. A few tweets here and there, but in genuine, it's a huge sign of strength in our community and a huge sign of bloodlust from you, sick bastards, for watching these players playing their heart out for you. They've thrown everything into this weekend, and we're now left with the final 2. Game 2.
That was good timing.
It was indeed.
Oh. I can't go in yet. Still got stuff to do. But
Oh, okay. Sorry. You could have...
I like... What are you doing? Stop pressing buttons. Right.
So there we go. We are now going into game 2. Love Nest has set the scores at 1-0 for Talisman, of course. And here we go. With a little bit of delay, we're now going into game 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello everybody and welcome to Game 2 of the Grand Finals, the Grand Championship Series 2. After winning his first game and now playing as the Soviets, it is Talisman on the south side of Crossroads.
Engineers are standing by.
And in the north side, it's Lovenest, ladies and gentlemen, a man that needs very little introduction because we all know how good this player is. We all know where he's been, where he's come from. But this weekend, he's had a long path to get here, and he's now in Game 2 against a man that has one hand on the trophy.
Very, very confident first game from Talisman. Lovenest, we really thought Lovenest would, be the dominant figure, maybe, against DevM. I think a lot of people thought that's what the finals were going to be. And as we were just saying in the lobby, Talisman never really had that big win in the tournament. And we might get to see that finally happen today.
We may indeed. Sniper in the build for both players. Again, it's going to be a showdown. These players are playing as efficiently as they can do. They know exactly what they need to do. And it's now going to be a huge test of cojones, skill, ability. Who's going to be able to put it down and make it happen?
It's going to be a nice start to this game. 2 snipers. One for Talisman, one for Lovenest, and we saw this in Game 1. Trading snipers, forcing each other to spend more manpower to keep countering each other. Who's going to be the winner this time?
Who's going to be the winner indeed? Good capping by Talisman. He's in wait. He's waiting for the Grenadiers. They get straight into the garrison. Of course, we do have 100% accuracy by the snipers. They are very good at evacuating premises right now.
If Lovenest opens up with a sniper. Nope, he's not going to. And he'll be very happy that he hasn't pushed with his sniper at all when he heard the first shot there. This is like an exact mirror of the previous game.
I feel like we're in Bizarro world right now. But these players are playing in ways and patterns that they know are the most efficient ways. They're also playing their opponent. It's very kind of simplistic to say, but they've gotten these patterns that have gotten them here. They know what their opponent's been doing. They've been watching the games from the live room, and they've had a lot of time to think about things. But for them right now, snipers are the meta.
Just looks like both of them are just going to hide them in the center. There will come a point where someone will feel the need to open up.
And when they will indeed. Snipers posticulating for position. Oh, it's quiet out there. It's tense. It's so tense.
Oh, this is... Come on.
Oh, for a moment, he may have seen the vision. Yes, indeed.
He will have done. Yeah, he will.
He will have done. Obviously, aim, time to aim is a thing, of course.
Oh. He's just about to open up. In fact, Lovenest moving the Pioneers away there actually was the cause of that. Got to be careful with that sniper here. It's uncloaked.
Oh. SVT rifles are in position. Lovenest is going around the bushes. The Soviet sniper's waiting. Should he go around the other side? Penals are going to force him that way. Oh, that's one dead sniper. Lovenest is going to have to go on a journey of stealth and all way around the perimeter.
Oh, he gets the counter snipe whilst he goes.
If he survives here, this is one of the most elite plays we've ever seen, and it's so unfortunate to say, but the combat engineers there get the kill.
How on earth did he get away with that? I'll never know. Talisman maybe a little bit careless, full knowledge that the sniper was there.
That was incredible by Lovenest. He's playing today, I think this is his 9th game perhaps, possibly his 10th. We'll have to check the brackets. He's had a lot of work to do to get here, and the fact that he's capable of that, it's incredible.
It is, yeah. An important kill. Let's have a quick look in base, see what the teching is. No tech up to battle phase 1 yet. Still away off of tier 4. Sorry, tier 2.
Has arrived.
Sharpshooter has arrived. So we've got our answer. And the interesting thing is, I heard Von Ivan and Helping Hands talking about this in the live room. The amount of micro that it takes to use a sniper when you're tired, especially, is a lot, because at the best of times, you're using like 20-30% of your micro, I would assume, on the sniper. You have to babysit it. And when you're tired after a hard slog, 2 days of huge games, it's going to be even harder. This is superhuman effort by these players in this game.
I've got to say though, whilst Lovenest is playing well in one regard, he's not been keeping on top of his resources. Capped a fuel on the right, actually, which is very good. Lost control of the left thanks to this strategic point recap. But Talisman actually confidently pushing out on 3 sides of the map and winning engagements there, which is a very strong show of force.
It is indeed. He's operating on multiple sectors and multiple avenues of play, and he's clearly hitting game 2 just as strongly as he hit game 1.
Game strong.
Indeed, that's the name we haven't heard in a long time. Ooh. Just saw the sniper there, ran away, doesn't want to lose a model. That's good Talisman play. That's exactly what he's great at, conserving manpower, playing the economies, and he's the best at it, quite frankly.
Talisman has already locked in his commander, guard rifle combined arms. Seen this so much throughout the tournament. Clearly one of the most used and potentially strongest Soviet commanders available at the moment. Lovenest wasn't packing Jaeger armor in there, which is very interesting.
It's going to be interesting if he gets a chance to utilize these commanders to their full efficiency, because right now he's under a lot of pressure. Talisman did have a triple cap. It's about to be ended, but the damage has been done. He's already dropped 80 victory points, almost. What's Talisman building currently? There's combat engineers. Where's he going next? Tier 3's under construction.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt that we're going to see T70 from this. And again, you look at Lovenest just going up to battle phase 1 now. He does have mobile defense if he feels he needs it, and I have a suspicion that might be his selection. He seems quite late on tier 2.
I think the T70 is going to have a nice window of opportunity, as always. It's going to come around about 8.5 minutes, which is the average for a high-level T70 when Soviets occupied 1 fuel point. And it's going to be a question of how Talisman uses it. We've seen his incredible vehicle micro in today's action. There's been some amazing stuff. So let's see if he can continue that and place a second hand on the trophy.
Great map control here from Lovenest. He's got an MG42 parked outside a very important strategic point for Talisman. Capping this is going to leave Talisman with only 1 territory connected. And, just like in the last game, the arrival of this T70 is quite an important moment. This is the vehicle with a significant window of time to change this map control back into the hands of Talisman.
There we go, T70 doing a good job there. Could have actually finished the job. That was very close. And again, it was indeed. But you've got to say, Dan, Lovenest has pushed back now. He hasn't got base healing quite yet. He's been that stretched. But he has been able to do it. He's been able to reclaim 2 victory points for the time being. And he seems to have had possibly a second breath of wind. Maybe it's too early to tell. Let's see how these next 2 minutes of gameplay unfold.
I'm a little concerned. I mean, okay, resources have now been spent, which is good. He's going to go for tier 2. And I was thinking, hey, is he going to skip tier 2? Maybe go up to a tier 3. We've seen that a couple of times today. But no, he's going to play it safe.
He is, seemingly. I mean, he's not, of course, had much of an advantage to do much else. T70 darting around, saying, get out of the house. This is Soviet-occupied territory, please. Be respectful. Here we go. We've got the penal battalions capping fuel, which will give Talisman an advantage again, because temporarily he ceded said advantage.
Yeah, it's just going to be denial. And lead a little veteran seed to Lovenest sniper.
That whip crack shot rings out. It's such a psychological weapon, the sniper. Constantly plinking away, it demoralizes you. It tells you that nobody's safe. Faust goes in, but the Grens are lingering. That's a little bit of a mistake there. Oh, will it be punished? No, it won't. But a bit of manpower attrition certainly helps Talisman.
How many times we see that go wrong? This is interesting. Actually, capping this strategic point will connect Talisman to double fuel, but Lovenest already picks up that this is going to happen. Sends a couple of units over to the right-hand side, and he's playing a great resource game. Does not want to let double fuel into the hands of his opponent.
He doesn't indeed. Okay, good capping by Loveness. He's currently in the east. In the centre, he's trying to keep position with that LMG Grenadier. Penal Battalion lobs the satchel. It will be seen, surely. Of course it will. LMG's doing goods work there. And here come the SVTs. T70 with 5 kills. Not too shabby. Could be better, of course, but could be worse.
Talisman's so aggressive. So aggressive. And when he comes back up on the map, he's very, very deep in enemy territory consistently. Loveness, I think, expecting Talisman to be this far because he's got telemines literally outside of his base right now.
Tell you what, this is going to be a bit of a slaughter if he continues. No, he doesn't want to, and that's very Talisman. He doesn't gamble unless he knows he's going to win.
Guards called him. And Talisman's just covering all bases. I don't think he needs to be too concerned right now. It's unlikely we're going to see light vehicles, but at the very least, these still perform well against infantry.
At the very least. And T70 marauding around, absolutely in control right now. It's in a good position. Pack 40 hits it in the rear, and the Talon detonates. It was getting cocky, arrogant, and the T70 got its just desserts right there.
Loveness is all about those plays. We saw it in the last game with the demo charge. He's just got great insight for things like this, but is it enough? Is it going to be enough to keep Talisman at bay? Talisman's just so good at controlling the resources. He'll have another one out in a second, I'm sure.
I'm sure he will. Or maybe it's time to go to tier 4, maybe, and cut your losses in tier 3. He has had decent fuel control, of course.
Forces are capturing our supplies.
Grenz pushing into position. The MG42 bringing the rear. Here's the combat engineer capping over the east. Penal battalions. Or Gauls rather having to reconfigure as they see that the Wehrmachts are getting strong in the west.
So notice in every game, Talisman always starts off with this great VP lead. It's something that he manages to dominate right from the start. And what have we got here? It's going to be the tier 4, just you're expecting.
Yeah, I think it's the natural choice. He certainly feels like he's at an advantage right now, but he's actually going to cede a little bit of control because of this. He's not going to keep the pressure on, and Loveness is not feeling too confident at the moment. He's going for a second MG42. This is a weapon of control and a weapon of mitigation of your opponent's projection of power. It isn't a projection of power yourself. And that, to me, tells us that Loveness is playing a little bit conservatively in this game, and Talisman could continue to be the aggressor.
Just these spare squads that are going around decapping everything. Loveness already starved for resources. Just in the last minute, even plus 13 fuel. Getting it back bit by bit. Force for another squad of pioneers.
Interesting. Very interesting. Maybe he's fearful of mines, I guess. He's got a flamethrower pioneer, so now he wants a minesweeper pioneer. That would make sense.
Pretty sensible, but in terms of teching, I mean, where is he going at the moment?
I liked that, by the way. That satchel's just going to stop people from being able to cap the victory point because he's destroyed the sandbag. So it was a win-win situation. Just got the lesser of the 2 wins, that's all. T-34-76 in the build. That's so Talisman. We've been casting Talisman for years. We first cast Talisman playing Helping Hands in a semi-final of an ESL Weekly Cup, and he acquitted himself beautifully. We and Dan actually cast that game as a relief game. We cast that game so we could have a break, and we said, oh, let's do this one a little bit more reserved so we can wait for the final. And Talisman beat Helping Hands that fateful February day 2 years ago, and that was his arrival on the scene.
It was just when he came in, it just surprised everyone. Really, it was just a nobody, I guess you could say, at the time. Didn't recognize the name. Boy, were we surprised! And the nice thing, he stuck around even when he was playing other esports semi-professionally. He's still been playing Company Heroes and still keeping up with our scene.
He loves this game the most. It's just, he donated to the tournament. His benefactor message was, "This game has given me so much." He's very thankful to what this game and the community have given him, and he's ready now, it seems, to lift the trophy, only one man stands in his way, and that man is the reigning champion. Oh, reigning champion's feeling a little tired. He's leaving a Gren way too long in this engagement. Penal Battalions could finish the job. They just need an angle. The bushes were in the way, though. Ooh, Faust.
Yeah, from the Grenadiers. Such a shame, though. Just not really anything to finish it off at the moment. The only AT that we really see from Love Nest is the pack gun. It's just not enough.
God's rifles. Good finish off the penal. Sniper's going to take a shot. No, doesn't want to. Actually body blocks the penal for a second. Ooh, nice by Loveness to get so aggressive as to think about taking the cut off, but the penals had another thought, and that was niet.
One of these. Loveness does have these lovely little pushes, takes Talisman back to the base. He's still got the dominant unit on the field, though. This T-34 is really uncontested, I would say. It's just got to watch out for telemines, and we don't have minesweepers.
Yeah, but I think the Pack 40's always on the prowl there. It'll be constantly moving position. Lovenest is always good with support weapons. It's what makes him one of the best Wehrmacht players of all time. So you can never even think to count him out. What do you see on the graph stand? Still seem quite even?
Fairly, yeah. You see Talisman here just rising back up after losing an early unit in T70. But again, you know, like, this one's a little closer than the previous game, I would say. Still too close to call this stage.
It is indeed. T-34, considering an assault in the east, forces away units en masse. Loveness does not want to lose the manpower, instead cedes position. Sniper with a great shot there. Pioneers pushing in, keeping those territories, so he's seeded in the east, he keeps the west. Well, not the fuel at least.
It's good pushing all around. One of these just been a minesweeper. You would realise there are still more tellers on the field.
Talking of minesweepers, third combat engineer on the way.
Yeah, he needs it. He absolutely needs it. He's got to be really careful about what he's doing here, because you can see there's pioneers with the minesweepers. Going to try hunt out the sniper. Takes a shot from the pack gun. Shoot. We see a Faust from the Grenadiers. They just pick up the line of sight.
They do indeed. Faust in. T-34 retreating away. Guards pushing up. Talisman is reclaiming what he thinks is rightfully his, aka the map. With some great infantry play there. Yin-yang effect here. It seems that Loveness is skewed towards the west. Talisman keeps pushing away in the east. We will see these swirls of malevolence and calm become more of a typhoon of catastrophe as the game progresses, and we see more tanks. Bring on the tanks, Daniel.
We'd love to see more tanks. Absolutely love it. In fact, you're seeing the KV-1 earlier, by the way, with the AT gun. Just so beautiful. Range of Soviet plays that we've seen throughout the tournament. That's got to be my favourite. And Talisman, I think he's just going to swarm Love Nest. I think that's the idea here, is just get the cheap tanks, get as many of them as possible. That's exactly what he did in the last game with the Panzer IVs. 5 Panzer IVs.
Oh, there was a lot.
That last game.
Second T-34-76 as the Sport Armour Corps is constructed elsewhere in the centre or the west. Which one? It's the west. There we go. And Grenadiers are doing a good job against the penals. MG's roaring away.
The interesting things, you really get a sense of Loveness just being a little bit far behind in time, because he's just bringing out this Panzer IV. We've only just seen Tier 3 go up nearly 20 minutes into the game. It's so late. Panzer IV is maybe like 15 minutes in. And, you know, it's just left so many holes. But look at this. Telemine. They are everywhere right now. And the minesweepers haven't hit the field on the right yet.
He wants to tell us a tale of tank destruction with those telemines. All 3 of them in a trio. There's one. Does he have the follow-up? Not quite yet. Panzer IV is on the way. I'm sure it'll survive that T-34. Very surprised if it does not.
Talisman would be wise to maybe take this T-34 over to the right. I'm very sure Loveness is going to push through. Actually, no.
No?
No, he's not.
He's given up on that chase. He probably thinks it's safe, even if it isn't. What was that one?
Whoa!
Oh my lord!
Was that the sniper?
It was the sniper. Was that a mine deep within enemy territory?
Yes.
That's incredible. Snipers don't like mines. They tend to spread themselves over wide areas and writhe around on the floor, and that's a perfect example right there.
Oh, that was very sneaky earlier from Talisman. We caught it on camera. I just thought
Just about, but it seemed too weird, right? It's like, this can't be happening to Lovenest. Just when he's starting to get back into the game and feel his way into this thing, shock horror, snipers, no more.
That's the thing with Talisman, is that you don't want to. You're less watching out for all the places he is and really concerned about the places that he isn't. Just for the fact that there's traps everywhere.
He's the king of infiltration. He infiltrates your the regions he's not meant to, and he gives you a nasty surprise. May it be infiltration grenades as OKW, or in this case, a very deep mine. Lovely stuff. Talamine again coming down from Lovenest. It may was spotted, perhaps. Here we go. The first Sturmovik of the game. Beautiful camera angle, is it? We get two overflowing, and actually I like this because we're not as close to the sound, so thank you. That's that why you're doing it. It's wonderful. Get us on ground level, baby. Gren's getting pushed away. Panzer IV reversing. Oh, and quitted well at T-34 76. That was a very good shot.
I really like this move, actually. IL-2 in the center means the two T-34s can make moves on the right. The center is going to be very open for infantry to go and cap, but Talisman wasn't really ready. Could have combined that with a bit of an infantry push, but hasn't.
No. It's interesting to note, by the way, that Lovenest has battled back strategically. We're talking about the overall meta of this game, and he has pushed his opponent to pretty much similar victory point counts. We're now seeing Talisman drop to 363, Lovenest at 339. Lovenest is having the game of his life right now.
Well, he has to steal
our sector.
Lost opportunity that he's got.
As Momo called it, the Dangerschutz, and that is a mark of respect for the man that has cast more games than any other man alive. Imperial Dane, of course, a big fan of that assault gun turned tank destroyer, the most combat effective AFV that the Wehrmacht possessed in the war.
Let's see the Stug open up for the first time. There are so many telemines on this side of the map, still yet to be scouted. However, the Minesweeper engineers have already been pushed off by that MG engagement.
I'll tell you who's going to have a nice day. The Su-85 is going to have a lovely day. This is perfect hunting ground for the Soviet Tier 4 tank destroyer. It's going to have so many targets, and it's really going to give Lovenest so many problems.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Su-85. Again, a good choice. I really like seeing this when Tier 3 is played by Austere. It's a great unit. The sight range that comes off it, phenomenal.
Big shout out to RE_Andy in chat. Relic have helped a lot with this tournament, just as the community have funded and made this tournament happen. Relic have helped us every step of the way. We've had Sega on site. Stug in a good position. Gren's getting pushed away. Panzer IV in the centre.
So the Su-85 opening up for the first time. Lovenest maybe a little slow to respond there. Although we don't have focus sight from the 85, it's going to allow the Panzer IV to return a shot.
It is. These green crude iron structures right now are Lovenest's enemy. He wants to reclaim this championship so much. It was such a huge moment in his life being GCS1 champion. He sees these things as vile protractions on the map. He wants to delete them. And it's every fibre of his being for the next however long this game takes, probably half an hour, let's say, if it's going to be an all-time classic. He's going to be gunning for them. He needs to build up his forces, gain veterancy on that Pack 40, and get that Stug firing. When it hits veterancy 3, it becomes a killer. When he gets target weak point on the various elements, Lovenest can work wonders. And what's this? What commander has he gone for?
Yeah, oh, nice to see this. Jaeger armor doctrine. And you see him getting the scout car right now. That suggests he's probably going to use the spotting scopes for a bit of recon, possibly for the Pack and the Stug. I love the idea of this. Possibly better commanders with spotting scopes, but I'm sure Lovenest has a good reason for using this one in particular.
Oh, of course, it's the elephant. It's an incredible vehicle. No, I think it's probably the Ju-87, the Stuka. The Scout car's going to be great with the spotting scopes. I'm surprised he's not launched in with the upgrade immediately, but of course he will at some point.
It's a nice push.
With
nice flank of that MG. Really picked the exact line to flank. Good time to push, and he's going to get the VPs in his control. He can get the center under cover of the IL-2.
If he needs to make these ifs a reality. Grenadier under duress in the center, capping under a lot of pressure. Oh, this causes problems, it forces him away. Elsewhere in the west, what's the Stuk gonna do?
Well, at least it's picking up some veterancy. That's the nice thing.
Experience leads to veterancy, leads to better abilities, of course. Tail as old as RTS itself. Well, actually, more right, Red Lit 2, that kind of thing. But yeah, still. Ooh, another tank for Talisman. Is it yet again? The 76? It is indeed. He loves these things.
Yeah, I guess this is the predictable thing from Talisman. Critical mass. Maybe been watching Von Ivan's stream a little too much.
You can never watch Von Ivan stream too much. He's an entertainer, a born entertainer. It's all about this huge converging tank pushes. He's the master of it, but to be honest, today I don't know what, maybe Talisman sucked out Von Ivan's soul and stole his essence in his amazing vehicle play, because Talisman's tank micro has been godly. Ooh, what a shot. Su-85 observing its area of operation. T-34 on the prowl and the other one being repaired. Talisman is the master of his domain right now. He's lost victory point control for the time being, but there's no disputing he's currently in a good situation.
It seems weird to me that Loveness went for Jaeger armor and hasn't teched the spotting scope. He's not too far off getting veterancy too, which will give the sight range increase.
Interestingly, I was speaking to him before this match, and he was telling me that there's no point even getting the spotting scopes until veterancy 2. I mean, they help, but you know, they actually only equal a T-70's sight range with that. He actually tested it himself, and he's like, yeah, it's good, but it's nothing to shout about too much. It just gives me what I need, and that's exactly what he needs. He needs better sight of this this Talisman, this monster from Finland, who's coming from the bushes at multiple angles. He needs to have prepared warning.
Not sure if I think pushing that Panzer IV forward is a good idea. You do not want to be feeding veterancy to this Su-85, which will pick up some very nasty veterancy bonuses.
Better penetration, and then of course the better rate of fire. He is the Loveness perspective, and what does that perspective show?
It's going to show 2 IL-2s. Oh!
My lord!
Taken down very
And again! That was wonderful from the pintle mount.
Look at that, he's opened up a nice little gap for a future flank.
Oh lord.
In the base territory.
Oh, here come the T-34s, they're gunning for it. They need to get rid of the Pack 40 first. There you go, that's very Von Ivan-esque. You've got the Su-85 operating from the midst with some great rear shots.
Got to make that last one count. What did we just see go off there? I think I heard, it sounded like a telemine. Stu trying to get T-34s. One goes out of control. Can they make the difference now? The Su-85 locked in focus fire mode.
Needs to get out of there, needs to get out of there. Here comes the Panzer IV, but the T-34 is mitigating. We've got the other Panzer IV low health coming into view. The Su-85 still very much full health though. Will it be able to flank and get around the gun? No, it won't. It meets a shell immediately. Now the Su-85's got a stern job. Here comes the other T-34. This is a big moment.
It is, yeah. I mean, Loveness was actually ground attacking the Su-85 through the hedgerow. They're desperately trying to get that unit down. If anything goes down, it should be the Su-85 because it's such a threat to Tier 3. Plenty of opportunities though. Bounce after bounce.
Stug with a shot. There we go. Stug on the west of our screen right now. This Su-85's in trouble. Takes it out of control with the T-34. Get a vengeance kill. No, it won't. It bounces. It goes for the ram and gets it. Crew shock. Still alive. That is such bad luck for Talisman.
Wow. Look at that engagement. Su-85 is down. I wonder if, because sometimes you can Faust these and it's likely to cause the abandon. That would be beautiful. And Loveness going to go for a very quick repair now of these Panzer IVs and Stug. That gives him a window to push the map again.
This is awesome. This is Company of Heroes. It has so many random elements. Only the best player rises to the top. Only the best players can withstand the barrage of their opponents and the battlefield and make it work, and that is shown by the fact that we have the two best players on the planet today duking it out in this awesome battle.
Talisman won't be put off by that. To be honest, anyone that plays this game at a top level will know that it is RNG is something you just manage. Both players have it. You have it good, you have it bad, and it really is just management over time. The better you get at doing it, the more opportunities you take advantage of.
And at this level, it's so psychological as well. There's so much going into it. Right now, we do have the Su-85 rebuilt. However, we're now up against 2 Panzer IVs and a veteran 2 Sturmgeschütz.
Here comes that second one right now. Su-85 is the only vehicle for Talisman on the field, and that's dangerous because fixed turret, Panzer IVs will be able to work their way around it. So he needs to be very careful with how he uses it, get some support for it quickly, and he's quite a long way away from another T-34.
He is indeed. Panzer IV with a great first shot there. Fantastic. And the Su-85 is in its area of operation on the west. It's got the other Su-85 was a hero, quite frankly. It's just that that Stug got in position at the perfect moment and was able to get the kill. And here it is, the hero of the Reich, as it mercilessly trundles over a corpse there.
Su-85 easily able to spot that with line of sight from the penal battalions. Penal battalions just popped the PTRS. Can they get the snare on? He's going for it.
He's going for it, and he gets it with a miraculous snare. That transcended time and space gets the kill. He now needs to maintain line of sight. Meanwhile, the Panzer IV is going for the kill. What's happening with that Su-85? Will the Sturmovix be able to see it? Sorry, the Stug trying to keep line of sight. They're trying to get the shots in. Not quite within the loiter range anymore. I love that he can exit his base better now.
Yeah, it's those two planes crashing earlier have actually allowed him to get back on the front lines quicker.
Loveless has 3 victory points?
Yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. The fact that he has the presence of mind to be able to cap around the map, well, all this bedlam, chaos and horror is unfolding before his very eyes and ours, of course. Phenomenal.
Everything about Loveness play is very precise. You see how he brings the Panzer IV in behind the line of sight, just making it a little bit harder in case any tanks do come.
Those corpses are a perfect 4 formation. Interesting. But yeah, it's like something from the Blair Witch Project.
Should lay a mine just there.
Like summon the mine from Hades itself, indeed. Here we go, Panzer IV marauding, looking for its next victim, and it's a victim itself. There you go.
Quick button. Quick button from Talisman. Insane micro. Oh, he was ready for that.
He was. And where's the Su-85? Come on. Rebuilding his T-34 Armada. Not changing tact, keeping with the 76s.
We're about to see those VPs equalize. Talisman. I mean, this isn't too problematic for Talisman. Yes, he lost his vehicles. Yes, Loveness has had a chance to get back. But I actually think, in terms of rock, paper, scissors, Talisman does have the winning composition. And, just throwing out Panzer IVs, I don't know how much success we're going to see with that.
No, me neither. Here comes the T-34, which is standing by for action. It's a 76mm variant yet again.
He can't get the 85.
Of course he can't. It's the KV-1, isn't it? Just realised we've had so many 85s today. Honestly, I just in that mode. It's interesting that we haven't seen the Clement Voroshilov though, because of course it's a great vehicle, and we saw Hezbollah use it to great effect against Helping Hands. So certainly a flavour of the day.
I mean, there's nothing to say we can't see it as part of it. It's a great compliment to the Su-85. Be very, very necessary pushing up against the Stug.
Panzer IVs in a decent position.
Really, I would have expected a bit more from the Su-85 here. There's plenty of targets. And all of them are detectable within line of sight. The Su-85 is slowly working its way around.
It is. It's got a fine position and do something about these panzers. To be honest though, Talisman's currently capping the central victory point, which is damn good for him. And look at the trading, who's in the lead yet again. They've swapped the position of dominance in terms of victory points several times in this game. It's been so damn even. If Lovenest is going out, which at the moment he doesn't look likely to, but if he is, he's going to go out swinging.
Great support composition there. He's got the AT gun. Doing as those engineers try to pursue it. MG42 is ready to suppress. There's the veteran C2 on the SU-85. You'll see that it just unlocks a little bit of extra accuracy.
Extra accuracy, indeed, and the penals push in. Of course, ready for that satchel. There you go. Just a damaged engine, of course, and we'll be able to get out of there. It'll be combat ineffective for a while, though. T-3476 with a shot that sails harmlessly overhead.
Talisman, he's got to be careful. Actually, a couple of times today in the games that we've seen, we get to this point where players trying to build back slowly, and you know, maybe just thinks, oh yeah, you know, I've got a good moment, going to give it a rush, and it's just not the right time. Ends up losing a little bit more. You know, we need to see Talisman take this slow. If he's serious about getting back in, the VPs are now dead equal.
They are dead equal indeed. And this game is anybody's to win. Should Talisman win, let's just reiterate for any viewers that just jumping in, he will be the GCS2 champion. Should Lovenest win, he's still got a long way to go to dethrone Talisman, who's the rightful man to beat in this grand final, having got the winner's bracket finalist advantage. There we go. It's eye of the storm, as it's quite quiet, and in the eye of the storm there's a detachment of brutal warriors from the Wehrmacht's finest.
Seeing Lovenest mimicking Talisman's strategy.
Symmetry in action.
Oh, it's flattery at its finest. Lovenest saying, okay, I admit you got me. Take a sip of your own medicine.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do better. Anything better than you.
Trying to think of a different one.
I know, right? Here we go. Sturmovix again. Oh, they're great. Oh, a ram.
Why?
Why not, I guess? The Sturmovic's going to be able to blink away at it now and surely finish it off. Panzer IV's rushing in against the Su-85. That's reversing away as fast as its tracks will carry it. There's nothing in the midst to defend it. Oh wait, no, there's the guards. They could help out for certain. Meanwhile, the Stug's still alive. There is no line of sight. It should be fine.
Really not sure about that decision to ram with the T-34. He would have survived. That would have mean he'd had his composition back. It seems like a bit of a...
Here's another T-34 though for you. Is he going to be able to do something with this one? There is a Pack 40 on the field with only 2 men. He's going to have to really make this work now.
Wasn't too excited with that, to be honest.
No. I believe Talisman used to throw multiple T-3476s back in the days where he wasn't such a revered competitor. Back in the ESL days, I remember sometimes saw him like with 11 T-3476 losses in games and such. Maybe the pressure's getting to him. Maybe he's forgotten what's made him such a monster this weekend. I'm not suggesting that's the case. I'm just offering you some hypotheticals.
That was a bit cheeky. One model fired from that AT gun.
Ooh, cheeky code.
That is very, very cheeky. Before sprinting off the battlefield.
Oh yeah, he was quick out of there, wasn't he?
It's loaded, I might as well fire it.
Yeah, you pulled the cord as you ran. He held the cord, ran away.
Attached to his waist.
Yeah. Kill switch. 3 combat engineers, 2 of which are veteran C2. Of course, any of Talisman's tanks, not that there are that many anymore. Pack 40 could be taken. I tell you what, that's a good find.
Capturing that would be very good.
Oh, nice attack round. Oh, brilliant from the LMG veteran C3. And the incendiary round. It was a trap. Nice sound effects by Stormless. We're now, as I say, regressing to the minds of children. Our minds are mush. We had 2 weekends of intense casting, and Stormless is doing pew sounds. Here comes the T-3476, finding the angles, getting around the back of that Vector C3 MG42. Jesus Christ.
Forces are securing our territory.
The way out of this, it is going to be a slow game, but certainly possible. This is a nice place for Talisman to fight. The elevation here plays havoc with the vehicle turrets.
It does indeed. And you can always go down the elevation and back up it for defense. SU-85 is in a good position, but see something's trying to find a good angle, and it has done, and there's two of them. There's two of them from Lovenest. He's pulling the kill switch right now, and he's saying, "You're not gonna beat me easily."
Wow, it's a perfect moment for that push. Here comes the Ram again. He's gonna get it.
And he gets a kill this time.
At what cost?
Oh, and there's a nice AT satchel. What is this game? What is this game indeed?
Yeah, it's going to be Talisman admitting... Oh, no.
Oh my god, there you go.
Dropping from the game. GG.
GG.
We are back, and it's 1-1 in the finals. I really thought that Talisman was going to clear that 2-0 for a little while.
I did.
And
I was already like, getting ready for the trophy celebration. All
packed
that.
my bags.
Lovenest doesn't want that to happen, though.
No. Can you blame him, really? Because he wants he wants to replace the one you gave him last year that's fallen to pieces. I think.
Well, he's been giving it so much use. Takes it to bed with him every night.
That's, yeah.
Every fibre of Lovenest is absolutely wanting this right now. He's a man possessed. And what games they're still giving us. We're getting into the final zones of this finals tournament. And of course, they will be taking a short break. And as will Stormless and I for a few minutes, I presume. And then we'll be right back with the decider.
Potentially.
If Lovenest wins it, we're going to have a break, and then we'll come back for
another best of 3.
The final of the final of the finals. Finals.
The series.
Final series.
The series part of the Grand Championship series, which is the series to the final.
That's how it works, right?
The sequel.
I'll get the Grand Championship series books out. Hang on. Okay, you see here, Stormless, it clearly says... Under the 7th paragraph here, there's a clause that if the final, yeah, you following me?
Yeah, no, I've got you.
Your finals last less than 17 minutes. We go into annihilation mode.
I had heard that.
You know about that, right? But it's a mirror match. It has to be a Brit versus Brit mirror match with only infantry for the first 20 minutes, then a restart, and then tanks. It has to be tanks. You have to play with only tanks.
This sounds like my idea for King of the Hill when there's no king. It's actually similar, which is sad. Anyway, we'll take 5 minutes or so before what could be the last game of the Grand Championship Series, or it could be the start of another series.
The last and final, the consolidation round, the moment that says Lovenest is back, baby. Talisman has been eliminated and both players are on their last and final life. Either we're going to see Talisman lift that trophy or we're going to be going on into the unknown. And look at the onslaught of the OKW now. It seems that Cole may have fallen into a trap a little bit.
Launch into action, I think. Does that look like war speed? He must have taken up the hammer there, I think, to get there. And this is going to be the final nail in the coffin for Barton. That has got to be GG. Oh, Rosras has to make this shot right now. Otherwise... Oh, he gets it!
He makes it!
It's part of the game, but the Panzer IV wipes the sniper straight away. I'm about to get back on this. Is this the cause for a dive? I don't personally think so. He's going to try and make it anyway.
Oh, exactly what we thought might happen did happen. Alpinan's got devastated by Cole Gustav there. Jesus Christ.
Looks like the Panzer IVs, they didn't continue the push there. They're going to take a couple of shots through the AT gun. Through the hedgerow as well, which is a beautiful play. He only needs to get one more, and he's going to take the guest shot through the hedgerow. He doesn't have line of sight. He gets it. Amazing play there. Fantastic play from Clovis.
Shot, the Cromwell's now in the picture, but the sniper, oh, with this phosphorus round, he's covered for him. He's blocking for him with the Cromwell. This is why Armstrong's a big name player. It's plays like these
that have made him a household name in Cup Heroes competitive.
What the hell was that?
Oh, chips through the house!
Oh, through the house! Dear God, four-dimensional chess played by Paula.
Take the
fire
shot
in
through
front
the
of
church.
himself.
Whoa, what a shot!
Oh, damn! Just like,
Oh my God, double tripwire flare? Holy crap! Absolute overkill as the Jericho Sirens wail overhead. Stuka's come in for the kill.
Oh,
It's
how's
like
the
the
center
end.
down?
difficult situation though. Bazooka's firing.
This is bait. I think this is bait. Look at the infantry dying!
For the LFH with a huge barrage. That is an absolute catastrophe for Cole.
Hello there, and
Hello.
we got Hansi back again. And whilst we wait for Love Nest and Talisman to have a quick break, you can absolutely appreciate why. They're going to be straight back. I think Love Nest is just running back up to the playroom now, and they're going to get started again. But until that point, I just want to catch a fellow, well, not fellow, but fellow to those guys, pro player, with his analysis of what you've just seen.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys in chat think, but I definitely think that was Talisman's game. And he threw it with his tanks and his pushes. He had a really good an attack, and then he didn't destroy the pack gun, and he had an opportunity to do that. He also put both T-34s on top of each other when he pushed in, so one blocked the other, retreating, and that's when the Stug took down the Vet one. And I think that was one of the most crucial moments in the game. He could have still come back from that, but he needed to be more passive and wait, and probably mine up and wait for the Loveness's tanks to push in, trigger the mines, and then he'll might have a comeback. But yeah, I think he threw that game, to be honest.
So it's just execution at the vital moments, I guess. Did he have the right idea at least?
Yeah, I definitely thought he had the right idea. You know, he timed it with the Sturmovik. Unfortunately, both got shot down. Really cool, by the way. Both got caught on camera. And yeah, it was just he took out the pack out straight away, which was good. But like I say, the positioning of the T-34s were they were on top of each other, and yeah, and then when later on with the Su-85, he had one T-34 that came into the action a little bit too late. It was the kind of the rescue one, and then he bounced 4 times in a row when he chased that. That was really unlucky. That was some really bad RNG, but he took the risk and tried to go for it. And then even when with a ram, he didn't even get it with a ram. So I mean, he I guess that was a bit of frustration. He was just like, right, I need this dead, and he just paid the ultimate price by that greed. Totally,
Greed consumes, man, and well, he's literally had one hand on the trophy talisman in that game. He was so close, and for so many times in that game, just the bottom half of the map was his. Yeah. Love Nest was on the ropes, but still alive and looking quite strong. And then, yeah, I would probably agree with your analysis there. It definitely seemed that Love Nest got the better of some of those pushes. T-34-76s.
Yeah, he did go for KV. Yeah, he had the KV-1 commander, right? So
yeah.
And he didn't go for them. And yeah, the KV-1s, against Panzer IVs should be the way to go because they do a lot better.
Not the same shell, right? They do the same stuff, but they can just tank the damage.
Yeah, take the damage, and more shells will bounce because it's just more armor, isn't it? So
you obviously no stranger to.
Yeah, yeah. Let's not talk about that KV-1 again. But
what's it like out there for the guys? Obviously, you guys have seen clips that Sega have been posting and people at the venue have been posting. But Hans, what's the atmosphere? What's the feel? Is it nice?
Yeah, everyone's having a great time. There's no bad blood between anyone. Everyone's just having some fun and enjoying it. Even people who have lost like myself, we're all just having a good time, and we're looking forward to hopefully going out later. It's getting a bit late at the moment, so we're hoping everyone in the studio is hoping that the Talisman's going to close it out in this next one. And I think he can.
Brutal.
I think he can.
I just said Love Nest the exact opposite. He said, "So everyone's telling us to win, right?" I was like, "No, dude, you're Love Nest. It's fine. It's fine. We're all cool. Come on, let's go, Love Nest." Just to hype him up because he was like, he was joking, of course.
I definitely think Love Nest has the ability within him to beat Talisman, as we've just seen. But I think Talisman will take it home because he's been leading, and hopefully he'll just in this next game he'll be like, okay, I messed up, let's recollect my thoughts and go again. And I think he'll take it this time around.
Well, exactly right. And exactly. So thanks for your thoughts, Hans. We're going to get Dan back, of course, and we're going to launch straight into Game 3, the deciding game of the first best of 3 of the Grand Finals. So do not go anywhere. I know you won't. Hello there, and welcome to the third game of the Grand Finals of GCS2. You're watching the man that was so close to lifting the trophy in that previous game, Talisman, but somebody said no.
That's right, the person saying no is Loveness, the reigning champion who does not want to give up his bragging rights in the Company of Heroes 2 community. What a game he came back from. Very difficult, and he's given himself another chance to potentially take home that trophy.
He has. Loveness, it's not going to be easy for him. He needs to break Talisman down. Should he win this game, he will have eliminated Talisman once. It's a double elimination tournament, then he's got to do it again. That's exactly how it works, and it's everybody's signed up for, and they know the score, and it's going to result in provably the best player being crowned champion.
Absolutely. It's it's kind of good for Talisman. He can afford to make some mistakes. Loveness cannot make any mistakes at this point if he wants to go home a winner. Tense.
It is tense. It's incredibly tense. And although he can afford to make mistakes, he's not going to want to. Can you imagine the superiority Talisman's been feeling? And he won't be able to have helped it, but he's been sitting there for a lot of today, having just smashed through his games and done so well, and just watching the people from the under bracket, you know, those people, having to battle back just for the right to face him in the grand final. The man that hasn't lost a match yet, Talisman, now is possibly about to lose a match. That will even the odds, and then finally we'll see everything equalise as we go into the ultimate final. Then that would be incredible.
That was such a good play from the MG there. He just literally backed it into a corner the engineers couldn't get around.
They vaulted, which was quite funny.
They had to vault, but it meant that the MG could stay at the location instead of retreating, and I think that's genius play.
It really was. It was excellent play. Loveness with the sniper, of course, to meet his foe in combat. And we've seen that in every game between these two, and pretty much every game that they've played today, because, of course, they met in the upper bracket final earlier on. God, we've given some entertainment for the viewers today. They can't say they haven't got their money's worth. That's for certain.
That is absolutely true.
If they do, I'll send them a dog poo in the post, because that's definitely not true. We've seen some of the greatest matches of all time, and we're seeing a fantastic matchup right now.
It's not even just like the greatest matches of all time. Also, like, you know, the greatest maybe production version of KOTOR of all time. You know, here in the studio, the live venue, the sound has been fantastic. Total contrast to.
Oh God! Don't mention this is the unspeakable horror that was the previous sound qualities of our last final. Don't talk about it. It didn't happen. Something's fine. Anyway, match at hand. We've got this Loveness sniper creeping up and looking for a shot. Where's he gonna go? Where's the Soviet sniper right now? Where's Talisman up?
So Talisman, sniper's on the right hand side. Loveness comes right round to the left, and he's just trying to find a way to sneak close so he can get that shot. He might decide to move to cover positions here.
Be audacious, because he's got to keep out of line of sight of these Talisman infantry squads.
It's such a delicate balance. But they've not really gone for this sniper battle right at the start of the game. They give themselves some units to play with first, which I think is sensible. It's been too cutthroat when sniper's been the first unit for both every time.
Not only has Loveness got to try and get the counter sniper, he's also got to escape with his life. So this Loveness sniper's really far deep behind Talisman's forces, and yeah, it's going to be difficult. Not that he's in a position to do it quite yet, but it will be difficult.
Look at this movement. He's got to be careful here. He's got to be careful just in case any retreat paths. In fact, retreat path from here may.
What bait though? I mean, Soviet sniper's surely going to see that MG.
This isn't good. Oh, it's actually reinforcing from the infantry company.
Where's the snipers at? Where's that Soviet sniper? Oh, he's moving. It's going to be a sniper knife fight. Oh my God, he just showed himself. He showed himself, and it's too late. The Soviet sniper's retreating. Wehrmacht sniper couldn't get the shot. He's going to run, try and get the shot now. Now he sees him. Will he fire in time?
He's got the sight. He could make it.
Oh, it was blocked. Oh, so close. Yet so far away.
Do you know what? I am pretty sure finals last year with the knife fight in the exact same location where two snipers came up against each other. It's
oh God. Snipers aren't good with knives. Always reminds me of that harrowing scene in Saving Private Ryan with the knife, if you remember. It's always really scary stuff.
Never left me.
Oh. And here we go. We've got Lovenest, who's moving away, doing what Lovenest does best, which is get into better positions. Grenadiers pushing up, forming a wall, a line of resistance against Talisman.
Talisman's put a lot of effort into controlling this strategic point here because, of course, it does mean that the entire left-hand side of the map in resources is now not going to Lovenest. It's a really important point to control and actually not being recapped quick enough by Lovenest, I don't think.
He does have one fuel at least, and of course he did have the fuel of Talisman. I think Lovenest is looking like a man possessed at the moment. He is up to the task, it seems, and what a fairy tale victory it would be for him, having come from the lower bracket and possibly dispelling the rumours that Talisman was unbeatable, should he win this game.
There's a lot to prove here. It's, you know, grudge match from a previous series, reigning champion. To be honest, Talisman probably doesn't have the same feelings of pressure. Talisman, this could just be, you know, competitive games with friends. For Lovenest, it is defending a historic title.
I doubt he's feeling like this is a game with friends, to be honest. I think Talisman's been training for GCS2 all year long. He asked me in March how big the desk will be for his mouse mat. He is that serious about winning this tournament. For him, it is very much his birthright for the amount of work he's put in. And it'll be the coup de grace for this game for him that's given him so much and so much joy over the years. Should he win this tournament, he'll be able to put a line under it for himself and say, yeah, it was all worth it.
Sniper. Very close to conscripts. Just waiting for the potential of Talisman to move over to the left. And it's just such a delicate game.
It is. It's a delicate balance, and it's inside balance right now. Lovenest Sniper, he's constantly having to babysit it. I don't know where he's finding the resources within his psyche, his soul, and his very being right now, because it's a lot of work. What else have we got going on the battlefield? Combat engineers taking the garrison.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that we know that Lovenest is a kind of attack map player, and that makes it even harder because he's going to switch out of the tactical map whenever the sniper's under duress. And it's credit to him, but he has his playstyle nailed down. We'll give him that.
Yeah, huge credit to him. 2-5-1 in the works for Lovenest.
Tier 3 for Talisman.
Interesting stuff. Well, it's not interesting in terms of strategy, which is interesting because everything becomes more interesting in the Grand Finals because it all matters that much more.
Fresh half-track at our disposal.
Half-track out, and of course Flammenwerfer projectors in production.
Plenty of engagements. Pioneers trying to take the left VP. Lovenest. Every game he's wanted to get the VPs. It's really important here that he has that VP lead, and he started off so well, taking 150 down off of Talisman right from the start. It's a really good show of strength for him.
Huge show of strength indeed. 2-5-1 with the 18 aid.
Oh, the
from
sniper.
The conscripts.
That's got to be tempting.
Oh, it
has got to be tempting.
Oh, come on, 240 manpower is worth it. The squad wipe's a squad wipe, god damn it. I know he's a counter sniper, or that's his deployment right now, but surely he could have taken the shot.
I suppose that given it was retreating, probably a chance it could miss. So
I'll tell you what, is the Soviet sniper thinking of finally coming into the territories? Yes, he is. Soviet sniper's finally moving up.
Ooh,
we're getting interesting again. Lars Lovenest's seen it.
Yes, he has.
Oh,
yes, he has.
Fancies it. He's getting excited. He's wiggling around.
Yeah, he's baiting with the grenadiers there.
He is. Come and get me. I'm here.
Oh, there it is. There it is. It's almost like he knew. There's the counter snipe. Picking up veterancy 1 as well. Now he unlocks the incendiary bullets.
Lovely stuff by Lovenest. He was patient, and patience is a virtue, with great rewards here. And it's not a big ass fish or anything like that. Had he been fishing, instead it's you know, a notch on his kill count.
Talisman should be getting a T70 immediately as he hits 70 fuel. Instant clicked. You can tell he's watching. Just goes to show how important this unit is for him right now. Got to get it on the field, start climbing that advantage.
G42 is going out for Love Nest. He's got control of a lot of territory right now, and he wants to keep set of control. PPSHs from Talisman, first time we've seen them today. Do good close quarter combat damage. Here comes the T70, better late than never. And look at that cocky sniper. He now knows he's in a great position. He's able to shoot those Ruskies.
I think actually just for that sniper staying on the field, it's going to be a tough game for Talisman from here on. Because he will just be losing manpower slowly.
Just suffered a modern Nagant rifle bullet.
Two. What is Love Nest doing?
I was thinking, surely the conscript's going to hit me 3 times. 251 with some great bursts of flame. Oh! Talking a great burst of flames, holy balls of fire. That was very, very burny.
Pretty sure he's going to be upset by that.
I would suggest so. Although he was sticking around against that sniper a little bit too much, and sometimes you put your hand in the cookie jar too many times, you'll get that hand slapped. T70 good shot. However, the tactical movement grenadiers are there with the Faust should they be needed.
The T70 would have just caught the Pioneers laying the Talamine there.
Of course, that is the
minesweepers. So.
Capping ability of the mobile defense.
Very nice of Love Nest to defend Talisman's VP. I think
it's lovely of him. He's a nice guy, you know.
Guards from Guard Rifle Combined Arms. Puma for Love Nest.
Puma looking for some penetration on the prowl, but not going to get its prey.
I don't really know if that Puma was needed as a choice. Maybe he's just comfortable with the commander, but you know, it was a late T70 anyway.
We are losing a sector.
Not so much a panic Puma as a possible problem, because yeah, it's not going to do that much. It'll keep the T70 at bay, he's right. I mean, no Pack 40 this game, Dan, so I suppose, yeah, the Puma's not a bad call. Who are we to question? The mighty one. Guards behind the tractor there, and the 251, who's now going to have some great cover. He's got a bodyguard.
Word, when Love Nest really wants to switch it on.
Oh, I tell you, this could be a nice burst. Oh, the tractor's in the way, but the second burst could do wonders. And look at the Puma's just being the bodyguard for the glass cannon flamethrower. He's going to go in. He's going to go in.
He absolutely should. In fact, where did the Puma go there?
Puma's not been a very good bodyguard, right? Let's go to the donut shop. Oh, there he is. I'd fire him if I was this
The old switcheroo there. T70 needs to...
the old switcheroo indeed. There's a Puma in every pocket.
Map control.
Having a smashing game. Look at that.
To additional battlefield option. Our opponents are seizing a sector.
300 points dropped already for Talisman. Back in base, finally getting healing for these Grenadiers. Love Nest has been playing without healing on any of his squads.
Anti-tank? No, there's no anti-tank grenade, of course, because Love Nest is an expert player and the Grand Champion of Company of Heroes. Reverses away in the right direction. I wouldn't have done that. I would have probably burst into the enemy base, probably. But Love Nest is no ordinary mortal. He's played 10 games today of the most ridiculous competitive games of his life. And here he's operating like a smooth operator, tactically astute, proficient and accurate.
I'm not sure what the idea of the T70 is on this side. I think, to be honest, Talisman still has stuff that he can use at this point. 2 guards at the front, maybe stop the Puma coming in. T70 can just clear up any units that try to flank or maybe tip engagements. This is nice. He actually pulls the fire from the MG42. He's also going to pull the Puma over to the left-hand side, and if the Puma does go around, conscripts do have the AT grenade. They are going to get it off. There is the snare. And does Talisman want to make anything with the T70?
Got the LMG Grenadiers here duking it out against the Guards. It's all vital. Every single moment of this is vital, because Talisman's on the back foot and Love Nest is on the front foot, and neither... Well, Love Nest wants to keep it, and Talisman wants to change it. Every second counts. Every manpower lost counts. Every victory point wasted counts, because this is the grand final.
Oh, he's got to be so careful here. Puma with that long range. Worth getting that T70 back and repairing it.
T70 Veteran 2, 5 kills. Not done a bad job, but not done a great job either.
I like this. I like this a lot.
It's a good angle.
It's a very good angle.
It's the best angle I've seen all day. I love it. Like, teenage
Hello.
girl. that's perfect, isn't it? Just when you think just when you think you've got all the angles covered, Talisman said, nope, infiltration time. The master of infiltration, Talisman, fools us again with one of his splendid disguises. You think it's a tree. No, it's Talisman. You think it's a house. Talisman, he's always there. Always beware.
We needed the sound clip, you know, from Metal Gear Solid when the
Love nest. Love nest, love nest. Here we go, PPSH is on retreat. On the move there, so not going to do too much, and Talisman wants to get them back to base anyway. Waiting for medium armor now, then we've got our light stuff on the battlefield, given some heavy stuff. That'll bring this game back into the fore.
Interesting. Let's have a look at Love Nest's teching at the moment. Still on battle phase 1. No. Oh, actually no. Sorry, he's tier 2. Yeah, battle phase 1, and no sign of tier 3 at the moment. He has got the fuel for it. I'm just thinking, what is the plan here right now?
What is the plan indeed? C7 awesome shots, guards. Likewise, mechanized armor combinator in the build. Talisman, of course, one of those 76s. Maybe you'll actually get the KV1 this time. Who knows? We all think he should. But he thinks otherwise. 251 with some great bursts of flame. And here comes the Panzer IV command tank. Will it give Love Nest command? That guy's looking left. He's looking centre. Looking left. He's looking to the centre. Those binoculars are out, Dan, because Love Nest wants to find a target.
Slight bird spotting. Bird spotting to kill some time.
Well, he's looking for Talisman, isn't he? Because he does. Is that well, Talisman? No, can't be.
There he is.
There he is. Oh, God. Dan and I, of course, are acting fully on adrenaline. Dan hasn't slept for the past 50 hours. And Matt's been running the past, life, organising GCS2 and now casting it. I wouldn't change it for the world. Absolutely loving it. These players have had an arduous time as well. They have battled strong and hard. They're working for their $2 grand in cash, their huge trophy, and their plaudits and memories to last a lifetime. It ain't going to be easy, is it? Who said GCS2 is easy?
Dev M, and
oh, that's brutal, that's brutal, that's brutal. He never said that. He was modest this time around, and unfortunately for him, everybody had practiced fervently up to the build of this tournament, and we've got 6 people out there sitting and enjoying this tournament, and only 2 people left standing. Who's going to be the final person to be on 2 feet?
Yeah. Talisman, of course, he is tier 4, so whatever he decides to go for is he's only going to get 1 shot to build a unit. And I think KV1 might be a mistake. I think if he goes early for an SU-85,
Element Thirashilov is never a mistake. It's a huge hunk of iron. It's just perfect tank. Always build KV1, never anything else.
Well, it is going to be the T-34. It's not a bad shout, let's be honest. Only threat really is the Puma. Love Nest is sensing something's up. He's going to go for a pack gun.
Shoot him.
But actually, I think the question more is how quickly can Love Nest force a surrender from Talisman, rather than how quickly can Talisman get back into this game.
MG42 in good position, sniper. Getting a shot, not finding it though. Love Nest is doing extremely well here. He's pushed Talisman back. He's got the Pack 40 out, so if he's under attack, he'll be able to defend it damn well. All the Grens are in position. MGs likewise. And, oh, look at this scenery.
This is the last thing that can keep Talisman getting that trophy.
Burning tree is beautiful, eh? Look
it
at
is,
that.
it's lovely. Let's, watch this, guys. Oh, slides underneath.
Snipers firing away. Oh, firing away for how long? T-34 with a good shot there. Could have ended its life. What an entrance that would have been.
Well timed. Well timed. Took a shot from the Puma. Enough health damage to snare with a Faust. It's going to keep the T-34 off the field for a little bit longer. Loveness knows what's up. Pack gun is in position.
The enemy is attempting to steal
It is.
our sector.
Snares engaged. Pack 40 is not in a position to fire though. Vet 2, T-70 can push in. Panzer IV command tanks low on health. Guards are threatening. Talisman's trying to battle back. He's got PPSHs trying to cap the victory point. MG's mitigating back in the centre. It's not looking too good for Lovenest all of a sudden. Talisman on the central victory point though.
Losing a
Did he just lose something? Here comes Sturmovix. Nice angle of attack, the second one, with some great shots in.
Yeah, you know what? Talisman is very good at opening up sections of the map. Loveness was in a really, really good position.
Indeed.
And yeah, it's Talisman's able to just throw it over. He's just got to buy himself some time. It's a very, very dire situation on the VPs, and I'd be very surprised if Loveness couldn't handle it.
securing our territory.
There we go, T-34-76 bossing the centre. Talisman's been able to push Lovenest off despite the odds, but the Pack 40 was waiting.
Medium armor and artillery.
And he's now anticipating a barbecue on Faymanville approach as the 251 whirs into action.
It's risky.
It is.
Not going to get anything for it.
There you go. Sometimes barbecues can be washouts, and that's an example of that. Grenadier in the building there versus the Guards.
Sensible to cap the VP. There were Grenadiers on the right-hand side. That's a job for the T-70 to go and deal with. And, sensible. The way that he's using the T-70 is really good. It is just, you know, we saw him take it to the left to deal with the machine gun when there was nothing really that could counter that. And he's playing it very well. Incendiary shot from the sniper there to force the Guards away. It was an overshot from the T-34.
It was not as good as it could have been there. Combat engineers in the house. Getting evacuated, of course. Grenadiers don't want to tango. Loveness trying to preserve manpower even now with a nice quick retreat. T-34 doesn't care about that though. Elsewhere in the centre. Combat engineers trying to push in. Sniper's surely going to put an end to that. And yeah, it's Talisman's battling back. It's never easy to beat the Great Thin. Loveness needs this win. He does not want to crash out of this tournament and relinquish his throne. You can never take his championship away from him, but you can take his right to call himself the reigning champion.
So much damage output from the flame projectors on that half track. It's such a menace.
It is. Oh, talking of menace, the sniper menace had its life extinguished by a beautiful explosive round from that Panzer command tank.
Talisman's just not able to find find the opportunity here and make the most of it. It's I feel bad for him. I do feel bad for him. Every time it seems like he brings a unit out that's gonna help him out in this game.
Oh, stun round there. Puma, trying to attack round through the bushes, couldn't quite make it. T-70 coming in to try and finish off the Puma's going to have to go around the sides. Will he get it? That's not going to happen, unfortunately for him.
It could have done.
Oh, but the Pack's there. Main gun destroyed critical. Pack 40 finishes the job. 251. Likewise, this game is going to the ultimate final. Exclamation mark brackets to understand what it is I just said, because you have to beat everybody. Everybody needs to have lost twice in a double elimination tournament to be eliminated, and Talisman looked unbeatable. Loveness said otherwise. If Loveness wins GCS2, that is just... he's going to be like... He's going to have to get a trophy.
How do you contain that ego?
How do you contain it? He's already like such a headstrong, rightfully confident guy, but with 2 trophies. With 2 trophies, right? Oh my lord.
Yeah, it's... I mean, it looked really unlikely that we were going to be in this position.
I just realised what I just saw. Von Ivan did a shooting his head motion. Do you know what that meant? He really wants to go for the night out. Ever since he got eliminated early, he's been saying, "Hey, when can we go for the drinks?" So he's like...
Oh
Right, okay, fair enough. Here we go, Guards versus the Hat Windmill again. Oh, this MVP unit getting taken up.
Mines for days. It's very futile. I mean, Talisman, you can tell he doesn't want to play another 3 games. He's trying to figure out a way around this for the moment now. Love Nest isn't going to give him any leeway.
No.
Love Nest just spent all of his fuel. Of course, he has got tier 4 in base, which means the Panther.
Oh, 54 tons of medium battle tank, in inverted commas, about to hit the field. Love Nest is ending with a flurry.
We have hammered the enemy down to 50 points.
So there you go. Let's survey the battlefield a little bit and await the arrival of the Panther. Pack 40's in position, should it need to be. If you want hand cramp, yeah, that's fine.
Well,
there we go.
I feel like we're waiting for this one to end.
Oh, we
Talisman, please save us 5 minutes and
No!
you could get into your next game quicker.
Absolutely not. I refuse to admit that any part of me would ever want that to happen. I want to see the best man win, whoever that may be. We set the format, the players agreed to it. They wanted, they voted for it, quite frankly. They had the option to vote for double elimination, and this is what it means, guys. 3 AM lock-in. And they are going to earn this one the hard way. This is community cash on display. And as a community, we have the right to say, we want to know that the person that is GCS2 champion rightfully deserves that title. So as the community, oh, we're seeing a ram together. 1,500 viewers strong. The Pack 40 finishing the job as Love Nest takes us to the ultimate final.
All right, well, where's that gone?
There we go. As he gets the overlay set up, because of course it is Stormless and myself at AE, and we are now going into the unknown. The greatest tournaments in Company of Heroes history is about to go to the ultimate stage. We did that best of 7 crazy thing, right?
Yes.
They said we were crazy, and it would have gone late. Love Nest, fortunately for Von Ivan, who wanted to go drinking, won 4-0 that day.
Yep.
In this situation, though, you've got Talisman and Love Nest that are just operating full tank of gas in 5th gear, full head of steam, and it's going to go the full distance.
No matter what anybody here wants, I think we have to let these 2 players fight it out. This is a great opportunity to see some great games, the best of Company of Heroes 2 gameplays. 2 people couldn't deserve it more. Love Nest, just for the fact he's always been such a good member of the community, right up there at the top. Popular streamer, great player, strategist. Talisman, I think Talisman kind of deserves to take a trophy home.
I do. We all, he's Love Nest has been there. He's seen it. He's done it. He's won it.
Yeah.
Talisman's never won a tournament. This is going to be a ridiculous final because there's no safety net anymore. These guys are operating absolutely beyond limits, beyond all expectations, and it's going to be incredible.
It is indeed. So how are we going to work this? Are we going straight into the...
No, we'll have a small break. The players need a break. We're going to take a recess.
No.
No. Hey, you're turning into me. They call me Psycho AE in chat. I'm loving that. But yes, they're going to take a small break, and then they're going to get on in to literally ultimate of the tournament. Every match today, there's not been a single one that was a stomp. Nearly every match has been best of 3 to the limit. That's why we're so... Overtime. What time is it now? We've just hit midnight, everybody. 0:00. There you go. 12 hours ago, we embarked on the final day of the finals of GCS2. And,
It's going to start sticking my eyes up.
Loving it. And that's a nice look for you.
To keep them awake.
That's an improvement. I think he looks great, don't you guys?
Oh.
There you go. He doesn't need those pieces of eyebrows. Who does?
Yeah, but well, guys, thank you very much, by the way, for sticking here. Like I said, we owe it to these players to see this through and let them have the stadium and
the stage they need and demand.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's give it our best.
Let's give it our best after a small break because we need it, and then we're going to cast what will be just the ultimate final. There's no other way to say it.
All right, brilliant. Well, see you guys in 5 minutes' time. That didn't work. Hello everybody and welcome to our second series of the finals. Right now playing on the south side of Faymanville Approach, trying to win his first ever tournament victory in Company of Heroes 2, playing as OKW. It is Talisman!
Absolutely it is, and he's up against the reigning champion, the man that says this tournament isn't over until he says it's over. We've had all killer, no filler matches today. Everyone's been an epic 2-hour plus battle. Nobody could have predicted that except the players themselves. Everyone today has brought their A game, and we've seen an amazing array of matches. And that is now being absolutely given an exclamation point to the exclamation mark, with Loveness taking us to what can only be known as the ultimate final. Some people call it consolidation, some people call it confirmation, and Loveness just wants absolute confirmation that he is the best player this game has ever seen, and he now has the opportunity to give us that.
Yes, at this stage, you know, they're faced with a best of 3. At this time of the day, Loveness has been playing for ages. I think he's got to be operating on second wind right now. He needs to just be like, right, this is it, the one last push, and we can do it. And my God, did he display it against Talisman in that last game. He was dominant.
He was.
Really dominant.
He believes he is the man. He's still holding himself with swagger, square shoulders, and head aloft. He may be tired, but he is not at all being taken out of the tournament due to fatigue alone. He will operate based on endurance and adrenaline where necessary.
The Talisman here, picking the green cover spots. He wants to make sure every engagement is on his terms. Stern Pioneers, they're going to push the road and look for a decent engagement where they can get close range. High DPS off.
High DPS indeed, but it doesn't matter when these SVTs are in town.
Oh yeah, they're quite painful. You can't stay in that engagement for too long. Right side at the moment, Volksgrenadiers only against Engineers. Scout Car has hit the field.
Has indeed. There you go.
Scout Car's a really nice one. I really like Scout Car against OKW. Obviously they can't Faust until they get their tech structure up. And it's a really nice opportunity for Loveness to push units around on the map. Maybe even prompt his opponent to play early Raketten if he's feeling so manipulated by it.
Indeed, he could do. Not that he will do, because Talisman always seems to go full Volksgrenadiers and build into battle group. It's his way of playing, it's his tactic, and he's number 1 OKW in the world right now, and he's in the final of the grandest Grand Championship Series tournament of all time, etc, etc, etc. Here comes the M3 with the penals on board their chariots. 2 nice shots there as the bodies bounce back up, inexplicably.
It's funny to see people surprised to see OKW, because for the majority of the tournament we've been surprised to see him play Austin. You know, this is what we expect him to play. This is actually where we've seen incredible plays from him. So maybe you know, maybe I think he's cottoned onto something. Either way, it's changed Loveness' strategy. We haven't seen the sniper this time round.
We have not. We do see the Schwerpanzer Schlepper on the field, battle grouper. And yeah, Loveness not wanting to do sniper battles this game. I don't know if that's a gentleman's agreement between the two, saying you never know. M3 reversing away with the penal battalion on, no longer on board, of course, now disembarking to cap the central victory point. In the north, Volksgrenadiers making what is rightfully theirs, now theirs. Interesting so far. 4 minutes in to the first game of the Ultimate Final for GCS2. Nobody would have ever predicted that it would go this far. It's gone the ultimate distance. We're now in the 12th round of the biggest slugfest ever. Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier. And they're both battle-weary and bloodied. And only one man will have his hand aloft. What a brutal competition this is.
Gosh, they need to deal with this Scout Car threat straight away. In fact, the Stern Pioneers can't get close enough to tear through the light armor. Volksgrenadiers is not good enough to do it alone. Here comes the sniper from Loveness now. So he actually wants the that flexibility. And this is good. I think it's a great idea. He uses the Scout Car when it has its window of effectiveness. Then he can roll with the sniper a little bit later.
Yeah.
And he's getting the best out of his units, you know, for the times that they work most efficiently.
Absolutely, he is. He's using winners' opportunities, using look at that. Sniper, she makes her way onto the battlefield, a natural killer of men as she... You see her circle of range there, it's ominous. It's going to be waiting for Germans to pop within it, and they're going to get their heads cracked. There we go. The map is a patchwork quilt of territory sectors swapping hands right now. There's your evidence. Talisman pushing in to take the fuel and possibly get himself double fuel. For him, the build is, of course, trying to get the Panzer IV out as soon as possible. I like him. He's master of the ambush, Dan. He's the infiltration king.
Stone Pioneers. They hadn't seen the sniper there. It's just revealed itself on the edge of the fog of war. Talisman now knows there is a sniper. This will be interesting. Let's have a look at what he techs. He's gone for the battle grouper. What we've seen commonly from OKW from him is battle grouper skipping the mechanized straight into tier 4. And what a better, there's no better thing on this map for tier 4 position here, which we'll likely see.
Oh, definitely. It's textbook stuff from Talisman. It's what's got him to this stage. The ultimate final of Grand Championship Series 2. Easily the biggest tournament we've ever had in this scene. Poach Grenadiers pushing in, threatening the Faust. STGs getting into position. Oh, there we go. It's a tricky retreat path, I tell you. That is tricky. They've just about got to safety of cover.
Yeah, Love Nest's going to bring on some guards. Of course, guard motor coordination tactics. Another popular choice, there will be a T-34-85 available in this one. Yeah, we keep getting it confused with the guard rifle.
I know. But now it is the one, of course, that we have been seeing so much of in the history of Company Heroes.
Yeah, it's just an all-round good commander. Mark target, just invaluable, really, against a lot of the Axis vehicles, hard shells.
Nice Faust there. I tell you what, if these Car 98s are on point, you never know. All the bullets need to hit.
Sniper might not be the best idea for it to stay in that area of the map as the Volksgrenadiers take down the scout car.
They do hit. That was good for Talisman, not so good for Love Nest.
It's an unfortunate position for the scout car to go down because the Volksgrenadier is not going to be able to salvage that easily. Sometimes taking down the scout car is that extra 5 fuel you need to rush out your first unit to the field. Talisman's going to go with an MG-34. It's going to be his suppression tool against the hordes of Soviet infantry outside of his base right now. Love Nest really has switched on for this final series.
This final and ultimate series that will decide the Grand Champion of Company Heroes 2. Special Operations has been, of course, selected for Talisman, the most commonly used OKW commander of all time, for, of course, that incredible call-in meta. There we go. STGs again rushing against the wall. A bit of suppression certainly helps also.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
It's so difficult with OKW to deal with this sniper at this stage, unless you get a very good flank, with the STGs, or it's not an easy unit to remove from play. All this while, 10 kills now, already climbing above 1 per minute. And it will start to really make things difficult for Talisman as he's reinforcing his units, trying to save up for the next weapon in his arsenal. What have we got building here? It's tier 3 for Love Nest. And again, no doubt we're going to see that T-70. It's been such a strong unit in all the Soviet games.
It has, of course it has. It's the backbone of the Soviet army. Nice dodge by Love Nest, operating on guile and the moral fibre and
Enemy forces capturing supply
energy drinks probably. And cigarettes, plenty of cigarettes. He's doing everything he needs to... hope there's no childlike fans of Love Nest that are following and taking in his mantle, of course. There you go.
No health on the penal battalions. At this stage of the game, here comes the T-70. It's going to be around 10 minutes. Not the earliest T-70 we've ever seen, but it's going to come out in good time, relatively uncontested. I think this is the danger spot for Talisman, is without mechanized. There's a long wait, really, before he gets any comparable vehicle on the field.
There is, unfortunately, for Talisman. T-70 will be able to run ramp shot, but here we go. We've got the Schwer Panzerschlepper on the build, of course, become the Panzer Schwer headquarters. It's very confusingly named, all of it. Good suppression being dealt.
Well, yeah, it doesn't have to. He could go mechanized if he wanted to. Not saying that he will. Tier 4 seems to be the common choice for him, and then to get a Panzer IV out as soon as possible. We know he likes to play with the Panzer IVs.
He does, he loves
saw that first game of the last series, 5 Panzer IVs against Love Nest.
You can't get over that, you love it.
It's excessive. It's
absurd, it's profane, and that's exactly what we're seeing. As we've seen this tournament have every match be above 2 hours, and it's a grueling, competitive exercise in torturous. Who can be the grand champion of Coming Heroes 2? Who's going to get the $2,000? Who's going to get the huge-ass trophy? Who's going to have the accolades that last a lifetime? Is it going to be Love Nest or Talisman? Game 1, 10 minutes in. So far, you'd say Love Nest has had the better of it, but Talisman's certainly not looking worse for wear.
And there's just so much going on in this tournament. Both players are going to be just worn out. It's been a long weekend. Games have been long.
They have.
And this, do you know, I feel like there's just, because Talisman has thrown in OKW into this mix, just out of nowhere, there's not even the familiarity of, like, we're going to be playing this, Austin Soviets again. It's going to be really relaxed and same old, same old. No, there's a little bit of a difference now, forcing players to think. Maybe that little bit extra. Here comes the Raketten. I think this is very late Raketten.
It is. And it's unlike Talisman, actually. It shows that he's not got the fuel advantage he actually wants. He's having to play a little bit safer than he usually wants to. And target destroyed by the T-70. And those crew members are very proud of themselves for doing that manpower damage. Firing through the middle rung of the fence. That's interesting.
But they just upgraded then.
Where did they get them from? Is that?
He's pulled them out of his backpack, which he also doesn't have.
No, it's of course it's a. Silly down. It's an invisible backpack. It's incredible. Here we go.
First pop from the Raketten forces the T-70 out of the base. Can't believe I'm saying that 12 minutes in. He's managed to repel Love Nest's base attack. It is 12 minutes, and the brutality from Love Nest is clear in this series.
Hey, I'm liking this cast, and this sounds like me. Keep that up. That was very exaggerated and actually quite annoying after a while. That's great. Keep it up. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Here comes Talisman's army. We've got the MG34, the Raketten, and of course, two lovely first grenadiers.
Just pay attention to some of the mine locations here. We've got a couple of mines, and you see any units that just come around this section of the map. These are very carefully placed for the paths that units would normally take. Vox Grenadiers trying to come around the line of sight to get the Faust. One model will actually get that Faust. Where is the Raketten though? Center of the map. No signs of movement.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's a difficult retreat path. First grenadiers on the cusp of death. Oh, imminent death. Executed by the T-70.
Stern Pioneers pushing guards off of the left-hand side, and I think Talisman he'll know what the he's going to know it's either guard rifle or guard motor.
He knows it, yeah, but he doesn't quite know it quite yet. There's a few tricks up Love Nest's sleeve, should he want to deploy them, of course. The 85 and the 120mm. Good shots by the Kar 98 rifles there, keeping Penals at bay. Soviet Scout Sniper is at 22 kills. She is a bona fide killer. And Talisman has put himself in a predicament against obviously a sniper. He's suffering manpower casualties, and Love Nest is having a lot of control. And what does control mean when it's Love Nest?
Mines being placed.
Oh, yes.
Everywhere.
Mines upon mines upon mines. It turns a battlefield into a minefield.
Infiltration grenades there, forcing the penal battalions out of cover. It's worth pointing out, by the way, we were knowing about like the sniper decision at the start of the game. Love Nest is packing the sniper bulletin. It's kind of a... that normally means he's going to build one.
That's great.
It's
funny to me. I love that. Of course, they were given fresh accounts on Steam in a closed loop and asked to buy whatever intel bulletins they should desire. Love Nest has chosen these babies. Interesting. Giving his hand away, but everybody knows he's going to be a sniper player, so it's absolutely fine. Here comes the T-70 Stern Pioneers on retreat.
It's a bit brave. He doesn't know if there's going to be a shoe mine there. I think that was a gamble.
Was a gamble, but he knows he's probably safe now. Let's get on board. Good shot. Only killed one model in the end. Oh, hang on. killed 2 models in the end. Faust threatening and Rakettenwerfer
Oh,
there.
we could have seen a Faust if that T-70 had just accelerated forward a little more. Really unfortunate sniper singling out a model from the cheating Raketten.
How is Loveness doing this? This is incredible. He's now entered the Hezulin mode, otherwise known as God mode. If you don't know it today, go on.
I'll tell you, I think he's doing it because Talisman has just left big gaps in his composition. He didn't have the Raketten out early. He hasn't got a tier that can give a competent vehicle because he's gone for the battle group. And now he's got tier 4 up, which is exactly what we expected. But now he's just got to get a little more fuel for his Panzer IV. He's left a huge window, 6 minutes, 7 minutes for that T-70 to wreak havoc.
I mean, Talisman's OKW is fantastic, but it does have those areas of exploitation in the early game. And it's amazing to me that Loveness has been able to do so in this... Oh, what did that man do? He just went up the ramp of the building and flew off into space. That was incredible. That was awesome. Wow. I didn't know the Nazis had a space project. That was so cool. SDG Stern Pioneers pushed away by the penal battalions.
Again, the infiltration grenades. Such a useful tool. So cheap. Able to force retreats or just move units out of the cover. T-70 is a vital role on the field right now. Constantly harassing the manpower for Talisman. Raketten, great shot.
Lovely shot. I'm liking that we're building up these whispers in our casting. It's creepy, but I like it. In the centre, we've got Foch Grenadiers doing a nice job of capping and then running away. Always a good idea when you only have too many in your squad. What are we seeing here? Interesting. The Panzer IV is in the build. What's that combat engineer building? Middle?
Combat engineer, I mean, there's just mines. Mines are everywhere. Look at if we just scroll across, there's 4 already there. 5, 6.
I've run out of flag stand. Please stop.
I loved that game.
It was great, wasn't it? Smiley face with...
It was.
I got quite embarrassed. I didn't see the smiley face with the sunglasses till I was at least 15. I used to play it as a kid and not know what I was doing. I was like, oh, clicky, 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 bang game.
We do actually have the support package for the Stern Pioneers ready. Needs to switch that on. As soon as he picks up that one mine has been laid, Talisman will know to scout areas of the map in advance of any vehicles. And speaking of vehicles, somehow Talisman has managed to last Loveness.
Speaking of vehicles, the T-70's under heavy duress right now. The Rakettenwerfer might finish it off. So close. No, he gets it with a Hail Mary shot. That bent space-time around that building. That was incredible. And it's a tale of 2 tanks now. There's 2 tanks that are fresh on the battlefield with a fresh coat of paint.
Taking the T-70 down is, of course, really useful because of the... it's just so good when it gets into recon mode. It can cap. It's got great recon and vision and sight range. So actually removing that is still important. Still important. It's a great utility unit. There's the sighting of that T-34. The T-34-85.
Wow.
We're going to see the first vehicle duel of this game.
We are indeed. Oh, good shot there. I tell you what, that could be even better with a follow-up. Will he get it? Ooh, that was close.
Interesting from Loveness. Backticking to tier 2. Probably wants AT or MGs.
Either's good. He's certainly got a little bit of manpower to spare right now to really make his composition a winning one. Panzer's going to crush some of these defences to allow a safer pass. Straight to the fuel point. Well, the predicament, of course. First Grenadiers needs to cap. He's currently under a triple cap. Of course, leading victory points like a stuck pig, as Jim Ross would say. And here we go. Penal Battalion Veterans 3 at the firing range right now, and the Germans are just standing there, allowing themselves to be fired upon. Here comes the tank that they were waiting for, though. That turns the tide of battle. Pointing out some mines there on the road. They'll come in handy, as will all the other 72 mines that have been laid.
Huge entrance from the T-34-85. Talisman. The main thing he's got to get is these VPs. In fact, the last 2 games, he lost a lot of VPs to Loveness, quite carelessly. And I like what he's doing here, bringing the Raketten over, knowing that there's probably going to be a response from the T-34-85. It's just a very slow move. And let's have a look at that sniper. 36 kills now. doing real work, and you have to deal with that sniper from Love Nest. If you don't deal with that sniper, you're going to be really, really pushed for manpower.
You are, and Talisman is. Look, he's only got 30, and he's at 55 pop cap. Love Nest is at 65. It's certainly been doing the work. Here comes those penal battalions. The Raketen is probably going to be uncloaked very shortly. There it is. Victory points have been battled for in the centre. Veterans 4 Folks Grenadiers acquitting themselves wonderfully. T-3485 also.
He's maybe going to go for the Faust there. There has to be damage taken, and there it is. Not a bad Faust at all. Now the Panzer IV left to deal with the PTRS penal battalions. And the Panzer IV. I just think it's such a great choice. I mean, to get it out early, it is an infantry killer. It's
oh, there we go. That was a hell of a mine.
Would have been a better mine, of course, if the Panzer IV had tripped it.
2 Stern Pioneers dead, I suppose, isn't the greatest. Oh,
this is
nice incendiary. Oh, but it was too much, too greedy.
That was careless.
Careless moments from Talisman, a rare one. And again,
he's desperate to get it.
Really do it.
Battled the sentry.
Sturmovic's banking. He's trying to avoid the pintle mount. Pintle mount's going as fast as he can.
It's hard to track.
It is hard to track, Stormers. I'm feeling dizzy.
Yeah.
Oh, he hits it!
Did he actually get it?
Just as you stopped.
Just as I stopped.
That's just your luck.
Always.
Let's all close our eyes and pretend we saw it. Nice camera work. Nobody can doubt your camera work today. You've caught some amazing moments. If you haven't seen the clip already and you want to just see a quick 20 seconds, go on Top View today and you'll see, you'll just see it. Trust me, you'll see it. Kind of a nice shot. T-3485 in dire straits. Zisgun ready. Should anything try. Panzer IV misses. That was a big miss.
Yeah, I mean, of course, models clump quite a lot on this side of the map, so any shot that does actually get on top of that. I'm surprised that we didn't see infiltration grenades. That's something that Talisman, I guess he has actually already used them, which is why. But that's that side of the map that he's famous for getting some great squad wipes, retreating squad wipes.
Talisman zone. Indeed. Panzer IV. Doing some multitasking there, Talisman, repairing and capping, always nice to see. And he currently, inexplicably, compared to Love Nest's ferocious early game, has 2 victory points. T-3485 sneaking around. There we go. Big shot coming in. Oh, nice one. The turret gunner got one of the models, and the main gunner got the other. Panzer IV blinks harmlessly away at that sloped armour. Here's his brother. Is Love Nest showing us how it's done? Is this how you're meant to play T-34s?
Love Nest, hey, Love Nest is playing a great game. Like I say, great attention to detail. You just see all the mines being laid. This was a little careless because, of course, Talisman's going to see that.
Oh, what are we seeing here? There's marked target for you. The T-34's gunning for him. Doesn't know the shoe mines. He's seen the Stern Pioneers. He thinks there isn't. He's gone for it regardless. He needs a couple of more shots. Will he get them?
It's only useful if it penetrates, and the Panzer IV is deflecting all shots at the moment. Looks like this engagement will not go the way that Love Nest plans. One more shot could be the deciding blow, and there we go. Oh. T-3485 is down. Raketen that assisted with that may go down to the T-3485.
A hero's death there for the Raketenwerfer. What a great simultaneous shot from 2 angles at the perpendicular for Talisman. Love Nest got greedy and Talisman punished him.
Every time that Talisman gets a little bit of a pull back into this game, Love Nest is there.
He is. He's always there. He's omnipresent. He's omnipotent. He's omniscient. And the main facet of that right now, as we see another plane, is that Love Nest wants this. He wants it so badly. He's willing to risk life and limb out there. He's putting his very soul on display as he throws everything into this battle.
I have a real worry about this game for Love Nest. I mean, I don't see that he's got a massive composition. Talisman coming up on Command Panther, which I assume he will bring out from his doctrine. He's going to have a vetted Panzer IV. I would say that, actually, when we look at the compositions of both players, Talisman has more to play with.
Possibly so. I mean, Lovenest was wise, though. He's gone for the Ziskin. He's playing his fuel economy well. He's not floating any, and, you know, it's... I think with the Ziskin and a likely Su-85 in the next 10 minutes, he should be able to mitigate Talisman's overall strategy, special operations. It's all going to come down to the plays in the moments that matter most.
Great little pickup there. Ground attack, of course. He saw the mine being laid earlier. Ooh, Lovenest. He was ready to throw that satchel then, cancelled it when the Stern Pioneers didn't get in.
Oh, nice shots there. Panzer IV retreating away. Foch Grenadiers. Some capping in the mid. Sniper. Veterancy 3.
I would love to see this Raketten take the shot. Oh, he went for it! He went for it!
That would be amazing.
10 out of 10 for ideas.
Oh, God, some ideas.
I mean, it's not impossible.
It's not. Ziskin with a horrific barrage there. He saw that there was a ghost capping and decided to vanquish said ghost. Ooh, nice shots by these Panzer IV. He's got a penal to shoot at.
Late retreat. Going to lose the MG34 for that. Lovenest. Healed up back in the base. Oh, was that Talisman? Didn't want the MG34 recruited by the penal battalions, so destroyed it himself. Look at the mess here.
Oh dear. Clean up on aisle 5. There's been a spill of German bodies. A bit of an odd shop we're at, but never mind. Foch Grenadiers pushing up to cap the fuel, and the Panther is now a thing, apparently.
Yeah, I think this is what we thought he would go with. I mean, this is going to have one purpose, and that's to really make life difficult for any tanks that try to push Talisman. I think one of the best things that he's got, though, is this Raketten. If you can keep pumping the veterancy up on this Raketten, it will become just the most lethal thing against the T-34s. Special operations flares called in.
Yeah, you're right there, actually, because the Command Panther is the focal point, but it's usually the Rakettenwerfers with veterancy that are actually the danger and the land the killing blow more often than not for OKW. We've seen it time and time again, most famously with Nagano and Jove, who unfortunately couldn't play in the tournament due to visas and stuff. Mine detonated, was it?
Yeah, it was, and I think he did it again by ground attack. I'm not sure if he actually detected it from there, but oh no, he will have done, because you can see mines detected on the road. So the Stern Pioneers, and this is what you want to see. This is a good play from Talisman. You don't want to push without your minesweepers.
You do not. Must be noted on the minimap, though, Lovenest has 2 victory points. He's made an N shape, a horseshoe around his opponent's central fortifications. Just laughing at the silly sound it made.
No, it hit that one guy there who was already suffering.
Oh, did you see that log fly into space?
I did.
Tell you, gravity's been inverted today. I love this.
Two Rakettens, I think, are actually very dangerous. Very dangerous. And
of course they are.
Lovenest, even though he has the fuel, he's going for infantry. I think that's very sensible, because he kind of mitigates the presence of the Command Panther.
It's beautiful. And the Zisguns, the change of tacts to the Zisguns was a genius strategic maneuver by Lovenest. Somehow, even in the throes of the Game 1 of the Ultimate Final for GCS2, that second elimination of the previously unbeaten Talisman, even in the throes of Game 1, he's still making incredibly astute strategic decisions to backtech to Tier 2 and to get the Zisgun build. It complements the Sniper really well, because it's got a pack wall. Well, we call it pack wall because it's a Co-1 expression. Got an AT gun wall in which to operate behind. So it's just a great composition. And coming here, as I heard you say this earlier to Momo, it's a game of great compositions, overlapping synergies. And Lovenest is showing a mastery of that facet here today. Tonight. Sorry, this morning.
I know that feeling.
Do you? You can show this, Sinji.
Huh?
I know that feeling. Oh, I thought you felt like Lovenest, like full command of your powers. The morning thing.
No, massive respect to Lovenest for keeping it together and being able to play like this. Really impressive. Well, Command Panther here. Best it's going to do is use the pintle-mounted MG.
Command Panther in command of what? Being useless?
I mean, this is why it's clever of Loveness. I think this actually... This isn't the fault of Talisman. I think Talisman's assumption is, well, Lovenest is going to start building T-34-85s. What Lovenest is doing is actually saying, do you know what? I'm going to render your unit useless by just building infantry and out manpowering what you have already. I think that's just very smart.
It is smart. Panzer IV's trying to be smart as well, taking some good shots on retreat. T-34-85 could finish off this Volksgrenadier right now. I think Talisman's getting a little bit lucky there. Raketenwerfers are there. Cap was not engaged. He's now down 161 victory points. Lovenest is looking strong.
I say Lovenest is looking strong, but it's Talisman pushing the field time after time. Where are the Stern Pioneers? It's essential that the Stern Pioneers are on the front line as much as possible.
Can't be though. The thing about Stern Pioneers is they're not overpowered because they have so much work to do. They always have to be around the battlefield, and Dan's making noise because the mine was about to detonate in a horrendous display of explosive disarray.
That's why the Stern Pioneers needed.
That's the reason, yes, indeed.
That's the reason why. Again, like, Talisman has been tripped by these mines 2 or 3 times now, and he just cannot afford to... Oh, God!
Cannot afford to keep losing units. Oh, the sniper could have just died. Will it? That could help him somewhat. Yes, it will! There you go! What is this game? What is this life? Company of Heroes, dear God.
Nice concussion grenade. Oh, look at the damage off of that. A lot of squad wipes at the moment. This is going to be interesting. T-34-85 looks hungry.
Does look hungry. And Talisman has got a double cap, despite Loveness seemingly looking like he was about to start finishing things off. He's focusing on the fuel somewhat. We've got a mine-sweeping combat engineer doing what Talisman should have been doing. That's why he saw the advantage of mechanized is though, right? You want those automatron engineers doing the work your Stern Pioneers are doing.
You can go with that.
It's nice to get it. It's nice to have both if you're a Command Panther player, but Talisman's build is interesting. It relies on...
Sorry.
Go for it.
Sorry.
What's up?
I love that. I love these getting points. How often do you see that? Capping all the way around the back for resources.
It's lovely.
It's,
It's a rarity, and Loveness is a man of operating at the height of his ability, including planting mines under fire. That's a risky move. That's a very risky move. Hopefully he cancelled that one. Oh, great shots by the Zis.
Absolutely guaranteed that Command Panther will not chase that unit back to base.
Of course not.
So, you know.
He'd be a fool to. Absolute fool to.
Unit ready.
Obersoldaten, the elite forces of the Oberkommando Westen.
They're going to die in 2 minutes.
Absolutely.
Raketenwerfer. That's a good shot. Oh, and a second one as well. That was a nice one. Veteran C4 on that baby. Panzer Shrek on wheels. Oh, LAB on the retreat path. Second shot. Oh. That is huge. Well, it was pretty big. Killed the Raketen, no, Dan.
I mean, it nearly was a squad wipe added on top of the Raketen.
Yeah, we could have added it to our list of 200 great moments from today.
Honestly, though, the big thing there is wiping Veteran C4 off of that Raketen, which is, you know, that again, we were talking about how that Raketen would be a big player. Now it's all about using the Raketen that is still alive.
Yes.
STGs popped on the Obersoldat, and they're able to run and gun now.
They are, but they're against T-34s, so the Raketens haven't finished the job. Neither's the Command Panther. There's a bundle nade. Does the damage. Tell you what, Talisman's starting to look in a terrific position.
That was beautiful play. Did that Panther really drive over the mine?
Yes, of course it did. Yes, it's very tired. He's played a lot of Company Heroes. I guess mitigating factors and all that. Command Panther's still looking for the kill just north of our picture. Is he going to get it?
Oh, this is incredible. Really, Loveness in a dominant position, even still with composition, but it all comes down to how you play the units you can field. And Talisman with a Vet 5 Panzer IV.
Oh, with a Vet 5 caliber shot as well. That was a big one, a very necessary one. Vet 5 Sturm Pioneers helping to give sight to the Vet 5 Panzer IV.
Oh, they've got to get out of there. PTRS is...
They have. TRS.
What a play! What a play from Talisman. Talk about getting
Amazing.
yourself back into a game situation. Love Nest is going to go for a triple cap. He knows the best way to close this game is to not let Talisman rebuild. It's all about jumping on those VPs.
It is indeed. He's got to get on them. He's got to make it happen. First Grenadier is storming forward. Guards pushed away.
Well, it's Vet 5 Stern Pioneers with the combat support package.
Yeah.
Actually, where do they get the
Late war Germans, though. They
where-
were just handing out medals for fun to make them feel
repair
good.
objects faster? Risk of repairing under
Here's
fire.
your Knight's Cross with oak. Oh, here's your Knight's Cross with oak leaves, a wizard's hat, 2 bushes, and a tree. It's just it's a morale booster for them, at least. Less.
This is actually a very good time for Loveness to push. He's got 2 fully repaired tanks. Back in the base, we see the Command Panther struggling there. Now, the good thing is Command Panther does have marked target, and this Vet 5 Panzer IV did get repaired in time. We want to see that on straight away, and we do. Talisman really on the ball with that, and that's probably saved him.
It did indeed. It's kept him in this game. Great use of coordinated fire. Stricken Command Panther still commanding its sensibilities, and the Vet 5 Panzer IV was in a good position to keep its bigger brother alive. This game is still anybody's to take. It's ridiculous to say that. We are 36 minutes in to the first game of this final ultimate best of 3 of GCS2. It went the full distance and manageable mathematically. Every game 2 to 3 hours, every match 2 to 3 hours today. Rather absolutely insane. Every player's played out of their skins, and only 2 players still have that position.
Ketten needs to get a nice shot. Again, it's all about building up Ketten veterancy. So grenade there is trying to force a retreat. Hope to get a wipe on the retreating Volks Grenadiers. Nice to see that they're still playing the grenade games with each other. So let's have a look at this Command Panther, which is now back on the front lines. Range on this is the real benefit to having the Panther on the field. You can get vision. I mean, you can comfortably engage the T-34-85s without taking return shots. There's a classic example there. This is exactly what you want to see that unit doing.
Command Panther forcing his way in. Oh, nice shot there. It must be noted by the Loveness has depleted Talisman's victory points past the 100 mark. Talisman's a desperate man now. He may be winning the tank wars, forcing the T-34s back, and he may have the Panzer IV on the way. But Loveness is operating fantastically. 75 victory points remaining. What's happening in the south, though? Something's happening with the victory points there. Panzer IV now on the battlefield. We've had the Penal Battalion forced away, allowing the 3-man First Grenadier in the capping circle. It's desperate times, desperate measures, and desperate players.
Actually, Talisman really needs to focus to keep the front line. I think the problem is every time he's established this front line, he's been pushed away. Probably wants to back up with these Obersoldat, and this is a little too far into enemy territory. 5 Panzer IV. Oh, doesn't want to be.
There you go, mine on the road. Of course there is. And another Panzer IV's in a difficult situation. Vet 5 Panzer IV doing some great damage in base. Command Panthers there also. This is enemy at the gates. Loveness, here's him knocking. Oh, brutal shots from this Panzer IV. PTRS can't do enough. Loveness has thrown everything into this.
It's the whole situation right now is just bizarre. Really, really bizarre, because actually Loveness by all means should be in the lead, but somehow Talisman has managed to find hole after hole after hole to exploit.
This is absolutely brutal. Talisman has snatched victory from the claws of defeat, and he's made an incredible push here. He's won so many engagements, and Loveness, quite frankly, has gotten desperate. He's lost his guile and his clutches on this game, and it mustn't feel good. He's now in a really desperate situation.
Do you know, I think this is a a great game to kind of understand OKW here, because Talisman struggled, you know, time after time. When you see these units hit their Vet 5, you know, Vet 4, Vet 5, they are unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
You know, like
Oh,
wow.
what was that?
Just a tree.
Oh, bloody hell, exploded. Very exciting stuff. Another huge shot from this fresh Panzer IV, already attaining Veterancy 1.
Loveness is powerless to do anything except
watch as his units are hunted down like dogs. And
what was that T-34 doing there?
I think it might have been going for an insane secure mode cap, maybe. I don't know. It's certainly going to die very shortly. Panther command tank is more targeted though. There you go. Doesn't matter. On the warpath indeed.
Wow,
and
Loveness drops. My God. GG.
GG indeed.
All right, we are back after game 1 of the second Grand Final.
The ultimate final.
The sequel to the Grand Finals.
No, it's the ultimate
Grand
final.
Finals 2.
The 7th one. The 6 were
You enjoyed the
inconclusive.
first one so much that now we bring you the Grand Finals 2, starring Adam Sandler, Matt Dunn.
It's yeah. Okay, so seriously talking, Loveness I think is going to be really disappointed with that, because he played everything correctly. He won, and then somehow lost.
In that game, it was, yeah.
And you know, he played all the right things. It's like, hey, you know, the Command Panther's coming out. I know it, so I'm just going to play a bunch of infantry, mitigate it.
Everything fell apart, and there was some incredible talisman pushes there that just paid dividends. Loveness has performed splendidly to get himself in this position. But he's now thinking, crap, maybe he's depleted himself. Today has been a phenomenal competitive day for our scene. It's been absolutely bewildering that the players have mustered the competitive spirit and fortitude to make every single game insane. We haven't had one stomp, one game that's been just, oh, that's over. And that's usually the case. So the players all deserve a round of applause. But there's still 2 men standing, and they're still battling up there, and we are going to see a winner emerging.
It's not us.
I know, right? So let's go to a quick break, and let's see you in a moment. Thank you.
And look at the onslaught of the OKW now. It seems that Cole may have fallen into a trap a little bit.
Well, launch into action. I think, does that look like war speed? He must have taken off the hammer there, I think, to get there. And this is going to be the final nail in the coffin for Barton. That has got to be GG.
Oh,
You know, Rosras has to make this shot right now. Otherwise... Oh, he gets it!
He makes it!
It's part of the game, but the Panzer IV wipes the sniper straight away. Panzer gets back on this. Is this the cause for a dive? I don't personally think so. He's going to try and make it anyway.
Oh, exactly what we thought might happen did happen. Alpinan's got devastated by Carl Gustav there. Jesus Christ.
Looks like the Panzer IVs, they didn't continue the push there. They're going to take a couple of shots through the AT gun. Attacking through the hedgerow as well, which is a beautiful play. He only needs to get one more, and he's going to take the guest shot through the hedgerow. He doesn't have line of sight. He gets it. Amazing play there. Fantastic play from Clovis.
Shot. The Cromwell's now in the picture, but the sniper... Oh, with this phosphorus round! He's covered for him. He's blocking for him with the Cromwell. This is why Armstrong's a big name player. It's plays like these that have made him a household name in Company Heroes competitive. What the hell is that?
Oh, shoots through the house!
Through the house! Dear God, four-dimensional chess played by Paula.
Try and take the shot through the church. Whoa, what a shot!
Oh, damn! Just like, oh my God, double tripwire flare! Holy crap! Absolute overkill as the Jericho sirens wail overhead. The Stukas come in for the kill.
Oh, how's the center down?
Difficult situation though. Bazooka's firing.
This is bait. I think this is bait. Look at the infantry dying!
For the LFH with a huge barrage. That is an absolute catastrophe for Cole.
wherever you are on this planet, wherever you are right now, whether you're in bed, watching weary-eyed in your office chair, at your desk, you're currently seeing two finalists that have given their absolute all to be here, right now, in this studio, playing in the second game, possibly the penultimate game possible in this colossal tournament. I mean, every single metric that this tournament's hit in terms of crowdfunding, potential, average concurrent viewers today, just general support, first live tournament in this game's history, etc. That was all great. That's all kind of like paled in comparison to the players' efforts. The players' effort now transcends all that. They have been superhuman in their lust to compete and to win. And those players are Talisman and Lovenest in Game 2 of the Ultimate Final. Capping the central victory point now, Lovenest. He's ready to make this happen.
Huh? Oh, yeah, sorry. My fault.
It's absolutely fixed, no worries. We just had somebody come and say, scores. Absolutely fine, but that has broken the silence, and broken the silence also has been bullets fired and forced away the combat engineers there.
Absolutely. It's going to be no lack of aggression from Lovenest, and thwarts the engineers' attempts to cap the left-hand side of the map. 3 conscripts from Talisman, and this could be classic Talisman. Throw as many units as you can. Has he got any special commanders? Oh, none of those classic ones with rapid conscription. We used to love seeing that so much.
We did, and they were the old days of Talisman when he was a runner-up in tournaments. Today he has the chance to transcend all of that and become the winner of the biggest tournament we've ever had. And he's doing it the hard way, the Talisman way, with insane micro of multiple units. Going for that point so early, that's a rarity.
Lovenest is going to be bringing out the sniper. And this is really interesting, I think, because MG's on the left-hand side. There isn't suppression for the conscripts in the center. They're going to be able to outmass any of the units there, even whilst the sniper is picking off models. So actually no resources for Lovenest at the start of this game.
No resources at all quite yet. Talisman's on the warpath. Nice Volt out of action. Pioneers observe, trying to find a good angle for the sniper. Oh, they just teleported or something. Or I'm seeing things, I'm not sure which. Grenadiers find position behind the sandbags. Forcing units away. Pioneers go to close quarter combats. That's their home with those MP40 submachine guns.
Merging there with the conscript squad into the engineers. He wants to keep the flamethrower on the front lines. And utilizing that ability, nice body blocking for the retreating squad. Might pick up the Pioneers.
Might. Oh, can't quite do it. They need to go back to marksmanship school or get a better rifle.
Difficult start. Very difficult.
Good thing about the full conscript start, of course, you have a little bit of manpower left over and you're able to get field infirmary very quickly. Getting those guys fully health and ready to go. Grens and Sniper pouring onto the battlefield, trying to reclaim a territory point. That'd be nice. He only has the one right now. Oh, hello, MG.
MG's got control of the left. Really, Lovenest has to connect that strategic point so he can start building up his tech in this game. Otherwise, he's going to be forced quite heavily into infantry and probably off-map commanders such as mobile defense. And counter to that, Talisman, obviously his big point in this game so far is he's got to capture that. If he can get units off of that strategic point, maybe wipe a couple of squads whilst he's there, he's going to have great control over Lovenest. Look at the disparity in income resources at the moment. Talisman plus 52 munitions, plus 32 fuel. Lovenest doesn't have that.
He does not. He's been hit hard by Talisman in this game too. Talisman has found something deep within himself that has flourished, and he's using that, operating on adrenaline alone. He's He's been able to push Lovenest back, and Lovenest looks a little bit battle-weary, it must be said. What happened to that conscript man? He just, he's running everywhere.
Right, that the MG crew might pick up the, the final kill on that.
Conscript just ran through that house like it was nothing. Incredible. Ghost conscript. Sorry, here we go. Conscripts behind. That's not very interesting. There we go. We've got tier 2 being built. That's clearly a sign that Talons is ready to go to tier 3 and get that T70 ASAP and start to kill some infantry.
Lovenest is going to return the offending move from Talisman by going for a decap of his own. Now it's Lovenest's time to get some resources in. Still hasn't got the same benefit that Talisman had, though. I think Talisman's actually stacked a lot of resources right at the start.
He has. Look at that fuel count. He just needs the manpower as soon as the tier 3 is built to get the T70 out as soon as he can. He didn't even get that cut off, by the way. Talisman was able to get within the capping circle just in the nick of time. And Gren's doing an adequate job of trying to reclaim the territories. What we're seeing on the KDs there?
It's early game at the moment, but fairly even.
Fair enough. And all quiet on the western front as the tier 3 is built. And Lovenest is... Right, wow, this is what it feels like to have some of the map. Fair enough. And I'm liking it. Give me some more of that, please. That'll help me win GCS2, etc. Get up to tier 2 now.
Interesting. Battle Phase 1, Tier 2, will come up. And, do you know, provided that Talisman banks manpower now for the next minute, he'll be able to get the T70 out straight away. Possibly out at like 8 minutes. And,
yeah, that would be a reasonable time. It'd be a good reward for his strong work in this early game. Lovenest ain't going anywhere, though. This guy has stamina for days. As do we, and all the people left standing in chat, and the ones that are watching eagerly in the live room, for many reasons, of course. For Grenadiers moving away from the flame burst, and that's wise. Lovenest with good micro there. PPSH is threatening close quarter combat. They're just about getting there. They're going to block the retreat path and keep the Grens in a path of pain.
The body blocking's been really good today.
It has, it really has. We've seen so much of it. I love that kind of knowledge of the algorithms and the retreat paths, etc. And just the blocking of it. Such a great high-level tactic. Always a pleasure to see. Vet 2 Pioneer with a Flammenwerfer doing some good work. Well, actually at the end he just kind of fired it everywhere. It wasn't really that neat.
There's that T70. Big unit in every Soviet game. The quicker that's out, the better.
Yeah, as soon as it's out, the better. There's also a second MG building for Lovenest. I wonder if he's going to cancel that and then...
2 telemines.
Oh, has he got them?
2 telemines there. Oh, it's a bad position for those Grenadiers. A little bit of clumping there. Lots of models dropped.
Lots of models dropped indeed. Grenadiers forcing away the conscripts. Vanilla cons are going to try and have their turn of dying a bit. Here's some other conscripts capping up the fuel. What a game we're watching. What a match. What a tournament. What heroes of this community, Lovenest and Talisman. This is a battle to the bitter end. As he builds an exploding tier 2. I've heard about them. There's a bit of a malfunction at the factory, and there has been some tier 2 kits that have been exploding in people's faces. There has been a recall, but some people haven't heard about it.
This is interesting. I mean, that was coupled with an instant pick from Mobile Defense Doctrine, so clearly the threat of the T70 is quite severe. He's got to get another CP before he can get the Puma out on the field. Then what is he going to do about tier 2? Is he going to skip that now?
I guess so. Mobile Defense is a patchwork commander. It patches over fragilities in your defense with a Puma, often called the Panic Puma. And that'll be very persuasive as an argument for Lovenest in trying to vanquish that T70. Get rid of it. Get it off the battlefield. It shouldn't be around killing my Grenadiers. Off with you, fine sir, etc., etc. MG, what the hell is it doing over there? That's an interesting one.
Plenty of time to cap. This is a very friendly fight at the moment. It's nothing serious. Neither player wants to stress each other out.
They
too
don't.
Much right
It's
now.
just like a game of cricket. It's very gentlemanly, of course. Conscript's trying to find the angles here. MG, of course, pinning that first Conscript. Sniper, I'm sure, going to get itself in a good position very soon.
Units are ready to deploy.
Elsewhere, there he is.
Enemy forces
Having a
are
good old
securing
time
our
shooting
territory.
Russians. Here comes said T-70. Where's the Puma in all this? Is he whirring into action quite yet? Yes, he is. Of course. Oh, and there's been a Faustin. Puma's going to go in for the kill. There we go. Let's get on board with this bad boy and see if he can get his shots. And no, he can't, thanks to the cries of Ura.
So check as well, he does have AT grenades. It's not just a bluff. Needs a little of loveness not to consider it one.
Did you know that Ura is Russian for shout very loudly and run? Conscripts getting into position to try and force away these Grenadiers who are currently preoccupied attacking the guards in the house. Puma turning its entire body to get its turret gunner firing upon those Conscripts. MG going to help out in that situation. T-70, nice shot there. Keeping up the work.
Already got some serious holes in Talisman's composition here. He doesn't have minesweepers. Again, we've seen a couple of Talamines on the right-hand side of the map. This is really nice here. Talisman positioned through the hedgerow, ground attacking to this building with the MG inside. Has Loveness noticed? In fact, he's probably not seen that it's there. All three models go
He
down.
noticed, but it was too little too late as there was a trickle of flame projecting through the bushes. Ouch.
And Loveness actually going to rebuild that MG, which clearly has value.
Oh, an MG in a house. And there's a Puma.
The enemy is
On the
attempting
loose.
to steal our sector.
Quite rhyme with house. Sniper, how many kills has that bad boy got?
Sniper's got 30 kills.
30 kills in 12 minutes! Loveness playing out of his mind right now.
Machine and Gewehr team is
That's quite impressive, actually.
It's incredibly impressive.
Suppression from the MG 42 from the right side VP. Conscripts not being wildly efficient.
Being wildly efficient indeed, but the PPSH cons are, and they're doing a good job of pushing away units. Oh, Talamine!
Sneaky, isn't it? Loveness just... I mean, a lot of these Talamines are not going to be seen until the late game.
Nice call there, Stormless. He won't see that one indeed,
additional resources are
unless
now
he's very,
available
very
to you,
savvy.
Commander.
MG was waiting. Not that it's protecting much because the fuel isn't in Loveness control, but it certainly helps regardless. T-70.
Wait a second. Do you think that T-70 would travel down this road and hit that?
It's a very possible thing. Let's keep an eye on that. On the minimap, it's certainly on its way right now. Meanwhile, the Pioneers are being vanquished. Puma's getting pushed away. T-70 is currently halfway down the road. I can see that it's turning into the... it's gone the wrong way. But it may end up going back that way later. Mechanized armor company is being built, of course, by Talisman, of course, wanting to get some of those T-34s. Attack Tactics Doctrine.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
T-70 finding the Grens. Nice shot. Puma returning fire. There we go.
Good position for that Puma, actually, to find a shot there.
Really was. It was excellent positioning. T-70 with some good shots in. Doing a good job. In the north, Grens capping up the munitions.
And one of the best things, Loveness just has incredible map control. Every game he's made it very, very difficult for Talisman. I'm surprised that Talisman was really, really unbeatable earlier, just like you said before. I haven't seen I haven't seen much in ways of a successful push for him in the last 2 games.
No, you're right. He's revoked his mantle as the most aggressive man. Well, a more aggressive version of himself, rather, because he's been doing some great pushes and being incredibly aggressive when he needs to be. But so in these past 2 games, he's been very passive. It certainly worked for him, of course. He's 1-0 up, so you can't blame him. But take that back, actually. He was very passive in that last game, up until right until the last moment. When he needed to pull the trigger, he still did. So I actually revoke what we were just saying, in fairness.
Are we going to see the second iteration of this?
I am not sure.
The MG42 barbecue. And nope. Actually, Loveness, much better reactions that time.
New Panzer IV.
New Panzer IV is the Fantasy command tank, of course. This Talisman building up critical mass to finish off this game. Let's just get on board with this thing. Beautiful destruction there. Centre tree flying off into the house. It's a nice shot off there on the conscripts. Tanks and AT grenade. Makes no sense if you don't know what the word tank means within the context of computer games, of course. Big shot on the retreat. No, not at all. Elsewhere on the map,
Opponents are seizing a sector.
we've got an interesting situation with Grenadiers in no man's land and getting suffering because of it. Decent capping in the south. Conscripts are doing a good job, but here comes the command tank, forcing away the guards with a plum. Oh, nice shot! Drops the PTRS anti-tank rifle, and the Grens will pick it up, it seems. They've already got the LMG, so they've got the anti-infantry capability. They just now need to expand on that.
Really, where does Talisman go from here? Wanting to get units out of tier 4. Actually, I think this is where Loveness really has Talisman figured out, because he knows that Talisman is just building massive units, and the best way to do it is to just completely cut the resources. Loveness seems to have figured out the best way of doing that, and you know, he really just has great map control, and it's the one thing that Talisman can't work with.
It is. Loveness has been playing out of his skin in this game. He's had a fantastic show of things. He's got great map control right now. He's making pushes, but everything's not. It's decently even. Talisman's not in the worst position ever. His T-70 is clearly working for him. T-3476 will be coming out very shortly. He could make a push that could get him back straight into the battlefield, especially now we've got double damage engine on both vehicles.
We are losing a sector.
Tripwire flare goes off, killing one of the 4 Grenadiers.
Do like the tripwire flares. A lot of vision from those. A decent amount of vision.
Yeah, I like the parachute as well, it's very fancy. LMG, Veteran C3 doing good work. Tier 2 coming down there. A little better late than never, I guess. Snipers hit Veteran C3. That thing's a great killer. How many kills?
46.
Wow. In 18 minutes. That's a hell of a lot.
Enemy forces
course.
are securing our territory.
Second, well, first T-37 is finally built now, rather. And it's a battle we've seen a lot of, but the stage is what matters now, because of course if Talisman wins this game, he lifts the trophy, takes home $2,000 in cash. Accolades that'll last a lifetime. Have been known as the best player in the world as of right now for GCS2. It's been a long time. If you're wondering why we're still casting at 2 o'clock in the morning, every match today has gone the distance in an unprecedented scale. 2 to 3 hour matches for every single one. When in the qualification tournaments, matches were lasting in under an hour with an average game length of 22 minutes. Today we've seen the inverse. We've seen maximum action, maximum effort and ultimate contest. It's been mortal combat as the IL-2 rains hell from the skies above. Now casting on energy from a place unknown. Stormless and I have been at it for a while. We've had a lot of help throughout the day, of course, with Tightrope and MoMA for show, etc. But we're now locked in a death match as which of us will drop dead first. Joking aside, you wouldn't You wouldn't change this for the world. This is going to go down as not just the biggest tournament of all time, but the greatest day of tournament action of all time, thanks to the incredible plays that the players have given us. Let's just have a look at the battlefield. It's gone a little bit stagnant right now, as of course the IL-2 reigns, and Loveness has to just take a rain check on things.
Yeah, IL-2 is such a great ability for releasing part of the map from enemy occupation. You can see what Talisman's managed to do with this. He's currently got double fuel, which is just being recaptured at the moment, but it's also opened up a lot of positions where he can get his units ready for the next attack, where he can start maybe taking advantage of better map positions that are close to his base territories.
Wow, T-34-76 rushing in. Going to get another shot off there. Main gun destroyed. Final shot. Gets it. However, will it lose its life because of it? It's going to dart around and try and get around the turret traverse of the Panzer IV command tank. Pack wasn't facing. T-34 is looking to get out of there. Pack shot misses. There you go.
Don't go to the right, because there are Talamines all over.
There's a lucky talisman for you.
Oh, look at that. It's just got his foot out of the circle.
Oh, Love Nest. My dear friend, Love Nest. You've battled so hard and so strong. Talisman beat you in the upper brackets final. You did so well. And in this game, due to the arduous nature of today's activities, with every match lasting so damn long, it seems that some of his micro's failing him at times, and you cannot blame the man. The GCS1 champion is still battling with every fabric of his being to be the champion still. But Talisman is putting up a hell of a fight also.
Sniper just goes down to a long shot from the guards. Just saw that. That sniper was such a huge unit. I wouldn't be surprised if they built another one.
Oh no, no, no! Double PPSH squads brutally kill Love Nest. But the bigger picture here right now is Talisman is the Finnish hero and the grand champion of Company of Heroes.
That is right. Wow. Love Nest, it's so late. He's just like, right.
It's amazing.
We're losing it.
Talisman, Dan, is the best player on the planet right now. He was formerly unbeatable until Love Nest made an incredible effort to try and conquer him.
Yeah.
But you've got to hand it to him, and we will be handing it to him very shortly. We're going to now be setting up a trophy celebration that I'm sure if you want to watch, please do so. It's going to be on YouTube for watching for years to come. It's going to take us around 10 minutes to change the camera. We've got Sega in the house. Thankfully, they've stayed around through all these incredible games. We're going to set stuff up, and we are going to crown your champion.